Whoa. Yo, what is up, sir?
Not much. Just getting settled in here.
Oh man, Brother Linus is almost gonna level.
Oh
He's
shit.
like 3,500 from leveling.
No shit. I thought I just leveled. Goddamn.
You just leveled a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you level at 100,000 and you're at 96,849 XP right now.
My goodness.
Marijuana? Should I smoke yours though? Is it okay? Am I gonna be able to play D&D if I smoke this?
I'm fine. I've been smoking it all day for work.
I'm fine, she says. All right, Barth might be stoned.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you know.
that's not.
Do I sound super stoned or incoherent? No. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
You
Gotta
guys
figure out
smoke
what's
together a
order.
lot. You guys have roughly equivalent tolerances, right?
No.
Right.
Not even
Nope.
a little bit.
So, with the stress of my job, weed makes me more paranoid these days. So
Oh, got it. Okay.
I've cut it way the hell back on it. So
Yeah. That means that weed probably always made you a little paranoid, but like you were
Yep.
usually able to not pay attention to it.
it got really bad when I lost my job at Sony, and it never really came back after that.
Aha.
Yeah. That's why I smoke indicas, because if I smoke sativas, I just get really super paranoid and I just can't deal with it.
For me, it just depends. Like a sativa could be fine, and an
I was
indica
gonna
could
say
fuck me up, and vice versa.
it's gonna have more to do with the terpene profile than it is whether or not it's just straight indica or sativa. There are some sativas that aren't, like Maui Wowie is a sativa, but it's so mellow you'd think it was an indica. It's just got like this really nice creative euphoric energy. Same thing with Jack Herrera, another really great strain. If you're just looking to kind of like have like a clear-headed kind of high, that doesn't give you the munchies hella bad. Like, yeah, those great versions. Even if you're the kind of person who's like, Stevie's usually give me anxiety. I'm the same way. Those are two of my favorites. Blue Dream
Okay,
can also be
so-
okay.
I have short sword skills and shield skills. I have deflect 1 and disarm save -1. I'm not sure if that's what that actually means. And disarm, and then deflect plus second attack. Remember how?
Yes. So the second attack, the way that works is if you... I'm still playing around with that because the way it used to work is if you could hit somebody on a 2 or better, you could get a second attack. I'm thinking I might do it that if you haven't moved in a round, you just get your extra attack.
Oh, cool.
So if you're standing there and going for it, you get that second attack.
So this one says that it's deflect plus second attack. So do I have to deflect first?
No, deflect means that you can do the deflect action, but you also have a second attack.
Oh,
Yeah, those are actions that you can take. That's what that means.
got it.
Yeah. So, Mr. Brother Linus, I'm going over your spells. I had updated Cleric a little bit because I'm trying to factor the 36th level progression from Beckme down to something somewhere not quite all the way down to the 14 levels for the BX stuff, but only to 1 to 20 because I'd actually been talking to Frank Metzer, the guy who wrote Beckme on
No
Facebook.
kidding. Oh
That's
wow.
crazy.
And some of his suggestions are to if he had really been in control of things and thought about it back in the day, he would have had D&D just be 1 to 20 because it honestly makes more sense. People don't really play all the way through anyway.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool.
That is wild though.
So you have 4 first levels, 3 second levels, 2 third levels, and 1 fourth level.
Character pulled up here. Hold up.
There we are. Brother Linus.
Oh shit. What's this?
Hmm.
Newly added Parks Barbecue.
I didn't see a.
Newly added.
There we go.
It arrives on 5/2, so it's not
Oh,
even
no,
here yet.
this
But
is-
it's, okay.
It's a.
One of these things.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Are you sure?
Mm.
He's
Just adding your spells?
Yes,
Okay,
it's free shipping.
So I basically had the 2 spell lists, one for like travel and one for when we know we're gonna be spelunking or going into combat.
Oh, I apologize. I was trying to
Oh, that's all
format
good.
it down.
I will review the spells in any case because it has been a minute.
Yeah, you guys, basically everyone with spells, I would say take some time, review your spells, because you guys had days to choose what to memorize. So even though we'd started the dungeon, I'm going to assume that like the day before or days before, you would have changed out what spells you have.
Okay, well.
Divine power.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I'm cycling character sheets over so that it shows the more appropriate like armor classes.
So we don't have to do the wonky conversion anymore.
Yeah, so I'm just making it so it goes up.
Okay.
Makes it easier for all of us.
Remind me how many I can have up to 2 spells memorized.
2 first, 2 second, 2 third.
Memorized. Okay.
And
Yeah.
considering as an elf, you're basically also a fighter, like having spells on top of it is amazing.
So strong.
That's
Alright.
the one I will change. To take away charm person.
I was gonna say I will absolutely have charm person.
You're gonna have it. Cool.
Yeah. I think Andy even left it highlighted for me.
Alright, let's open this bad boy up.
Go fireball.
I have 4th level spell. Animate dead. Yeah, that's definitely a Brother Linus thing. 100%.
I'm gonna disrupt your dead.
So every time I wake one, it just falls over. But weirdly, Eleanor is always standing there. I don't know what's going on.
I'm just
It's
that
weird
powerful
that way.
against undead.
Divine Ray! Up to 3 feet per level.
I'm going to. Never know what you're gonna come across.
And
Right.
it was never used again.
That is.
I think you guys have actually been in situations where
I have
Quite a few
absolutely used it.
situations.
I have
Quite a
used.
few. In fact, I distinctly remember one moment where, like, having that was the only reason, like, we were able to progress. So,
It's kind of weird because I have a great amount of languages learned already, but it always have a lot.
makes me miss 3rd edition wizards. Because wizards in 3rd edition had speak with languages as a class skill, and every point you put into speak with languages gave you another language. And so
At
you could
random?
just no of your choice. So you could just jump points into speak with language.
Hold on, can I roll the language?
Yeah, right.
You know Spanish.
Woke up one day and I
Yeah,
Portuguese. I don't know what happened. So,
Watch one foreign movie and bam, that picks up. I'm natural. No Swahili now? Yeah, absolutely.
I know the language of kung.
Language of love, baby. Woo!
Oh, so I had described the the skill changes a little bit to the 2 other folks, to the 2 humans who have arrived. So the way skills are working now is it's 2d6 plus the number of ranks you have, plus the stat modifier. So on your skills, what I'm putting is I'm editing Brother Linus right now to show, like, wisdom. It's a wisdom skill. He has 1 rank in it, so he's going to have a +3 on the roll. It's 2d6 plus 3.
Nice.
Knowledge magic is going to be intelligence based, so that's just going to be +1 because you have 1 rank. Wisdom, ceremony purchase for Aladara, you have +3 because you have a Wisdom +2 and 1 rank. Same thing on Survival Mountains. You're good at surviving outside. You're good at training animals. You have a +3 in it. You're actually really good at it. Because basically, like, the casual role of like, oh yeah, this is a like I need to make money doing it. Is like a 5 or 6 or better.
Oh wow.
So like, for you, like the 6 or better one, which is like, oh yeah, this is kind of a difficult task. Like you only fail like 1 in every 36 times.
So yeah, he could definitely be a professional healer.
Yeah.
Or trainer,
Wow.
hunter.
Dude, most of my stats needs just a +1 on it to make a big difference right now. Whether it be removing a -1 or adding a +1. Probably want to remove the negative.
Oh, that's right. You have a ring of protection as well.
Yes, I do.
It protects his rings.
That ups his saves and ups his armor class.
Nice.
So you have a
Me
22
alive.
AC versus the first 3 attacks, and then a 19 for every attack after that. Hopefully, you're not getting attacked that often.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is the one standing in front, so that's why he's wearing the ring.
So the way I made saving throws work, because it's basically the same, only instead of having to look up a number to roll above, it's always get a 16 or better. But what changes is your bonus. So for you, +8, +7, +5, +3, +4. +7. +3. +5, +3, +4. But you are wearing a ring of protection, so it goes to +9, +8, +6, +4, +5.
I'll
So-
be right back.
You suck at Dragon Breath, but you know,
If
if you roll 12 or better, you'll be successful. But like
I feel
Death
like-
Ray or Poison, like you're pretty good at resisting that. You just have to roll a 7 or better.
I feel like most people are gonna suck when dealing with dragon breath on account of it being dragon breath.
Well, that's because you're not a level 7 halfling.
Right.
I believe a level 7 halfling is, yeah. If somebody had your XP total, they'd be a level 7 halfling. At level 7, their Dragon Breath save is +10.
Damn.
Their saving throws are +13, +12, +11, +10, +11. Dragon Breath is the worst one at only +10.
That's kind of nutty.
It's halflings. They're basically there. They make their saving throws. They make their saves. It's kind of their shtick.
All right. Is this 4 lines? 4 lines. I might have to add a break line in special abilities eventually. If I can get to 5 spells per line. Okay. Do it all together. Hurts.
So the latest version of the class document that I'm using, by the way, let me link it to you guys. So if you wanted to poke at it and check out the classes. Some of the classes are in flux, but that's basically the classes I'm going with right now. Because these are all ones that had existed out of supplements back in the day, and I haven't even added all of them because I haven't added a single one of the, for instance, underwater ones, and I haven't added any of the lycanthrope classes.
Lycanthrope classes.
The lycanthrope classes are weird. They're basically, when you become a lycanthrope, you have 2 character classes. When you transform, you use your lycanthrope class. When you're not transformed, you use your regular class. And you have 2 different XP totals because you run XP in both separately. So in order to level up as a lycanthrope, you have to do horrible things as a lycanthrope. Weird rules, very weird rules.
So, when can Brother Linus take levels in Gnome? I think that would.
I mean, you have a gnome. You could be totally playing your gnome.
Yeah, but see, he wants to, embrace his inner gnome, and
Yeah, unfortunately, you're a human. You don't live long enough to multi-class.
damn. See, that's the goal here, is to become an immortal, so that then he become, maybe the patron immortal of gnomes and really just lean into it.
All right, so we got session 44 tonight.
44.
And you guys had made entrance into the, well, basically the sanctuary of the thief. Dun dun dun.
Alright, babe.
Broke in.
Freaking tacos.
Okay.
That is what I've
Freaking
decided.
taco.
Freaking tacos.
They're actually pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah, not bad.
What's the taco place?
Freaking.
Freaking? Okay, never mind.
Nope.
I thought you were just for emphasis. I didn't realize it was sorts.
I know, right? It's like, wait a minute.
Oh, and that's right. You guys got a ton of. You guys had 16 pints of giant bee, of royal giant. bee
Yeah,
ale.
we got a lot of bee.
Yeah.
Turns out, walking in and taking it, pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty easy. That's.
Required the
There's skill
knowledge,
involved. There was
power,
skill. Yeah.
pure skill.
Your skill.
Pure skill to honestly, there's
I
a
mean,
lot of skill that's
here's
required
the
in
thing,
order to make
like,
this level.
if you guys wanted to have some, Brother Linus, with your handle animal, you could in fact manage a hive of giant bees. 100%. Then it literally just becomes like a skill check a couple times a year to manage it. You could pull the skills together with
We
some
have
practice.
a farm.
Yeah, no,
You have a
that was.
farm. Oh yeah, you
that's
guys
the
are planning
idea.
on it. You just want to find a hive closer to the farm rather than dealing with transporting this one across
Correct.
the freaking country.
Although that would be kind of funny to just be trekking across the country with like an armada of bees behind us.
Yep, them the boys are back there.
Yeah.
The boys and the queen. This is
Every
fucking-
time we stop for the night, just devastates the area.
All the flowers have been pollinized. The horror. The horror. Won't
Leave.
anyone think of the pollen?
Massive gardens in our wake. Honestly, if we could find seeds for like, not like giant man-eaters, I'd say. I don't know if those exist in this game, but something similar to that. We could just have those guarding our bees, which then guard the honey and our hobgoblins. We need to find giant man traps now. Venus person traps? Do those exist? Can that be a thing?
Giant man.
By the way,
trap.
did you look through the classes that are actually available now?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
You guys have unlocked a decent number of them.
And some
Right.
races.
You guys could even on this island, you have the chance to unlock when you go back to the Isle of Dread, you have a chance to unlock the Arania, the intelligent spiders. Which, by the way, look carefully at its image and then shudder.
Where are they?
They're right at the
Oh,
top.
right at the
First
top.
one.
I was scrolling right past it. They're adorable looking.
The little hands.
Their little hands. Oh man.
Could we do a different Mexican place?
We can, because it looks like it's not working.
It was like I'm having a hard time putting in an order.
Yeah, it's like erroring out. The fuck.
Weird. Andy, have you ever read a book called The Children of Time?
That name sounds real familiar.
Who wrote it? I don't
Children
remember.
of Time. I'm pulling it up. That
Adrian
looks like,
Tchaikovsky. Yeah,
is this a translated one?
I believe so. Or no, original language English. Yeah, no, it read like a native
Juanitas?
language book.
Okay,
No
so
smoker yet this.
I think I've
Nope.
seen this,
Just
but
going
I've never
fancy.
actually read it.
I would.
Do you want to do
highly...
Mi Pueblo, or do you feel like Moquetes? Yeah, you're right. This is Moquetes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You're good. If you enjoy sci-fi, I would highly recommend it. It's about basically give away the plot, but it's about sentient jumping spiders, giant sentient jumping spiders, and their progression through like history and technology. And
Okay, okay.
there's a lot of other shit that goes on, but that's what this image immediately reminds me of. It's like, oh, it's her.
All right, so going over Sid's character sheet because I realized he needs to have his XP updated as well. Yay, because he actually has 90,000 XP.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, look at them apples. And
Yeah,
then
It's not working at all. What the fuck? DoorDash is not working. No.
the internet's
I
broken.
was able to get Moquetes in.
Okay.
What do you want from Moquetes?
I don't know.
Very refreshing. Oh,
Taco
Yep.
salad sounds nice.
that's what I'm getting.
Cool. Can you get me some refried beans too?
Sure.
And that's it.
Salad. Which do you want asada or carnitas?
Pollo.
Pollo asado.
Yeah.
Desbrado.
Asado.
Asado. Okay.
Estiado.
Do you want extra cheese?
No.
Sure. It's free.
I'm good.
Okay. And then you want a side of rice and beans.
Just beans, if they have it. Alright.
Refried.
Refried.
I'm gonna get a large side and we can split it.
Sure.
Cause it's like $3 more.
I just want to dunk a chip in there, you know?
Yep.
One whole chip.
Into a beans.
Mhm.
Dude. I'm gonna open up the upstairs.
Yeah, it's cooling off.
No, Jesus. The sun is like right there. Stop trying to kill me today.
Not the eyes.
That's a spider. Nope, that's a big ass fly. Jesus.
You gotta find the spider, take care of the fly.
The thing is fat.
And you, Blarth does not have a ring of protection.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, okay.
At least I don't recall. I mean, we can say I do if you want to. No, I'm good.
Start handing them out, no big deal.
I mean,
I want something that does at least +1 to con. That's it. There's a few others. I wouldn't
Getting
mind.
stat increases is weirdly not a level-based thing, but happens more often than you would think in this version of D&D. Randomly in modules. I swear, in like the B1 through 9, there's like 4 different places where stats can get raised.
I'll go there. Fight it out.
Yeah, con would be really nice to get that up there. Charisma would be good to get a +1 into that. It says, if I'm not mistaken, I have no plus to con, and yet I am the best here with con. If I recall, our group is a little bit special. We rely on spells a little bit.
Just a little bit special.
Just a lot of bit spells.
I want to apologize for my sparkle fingers.
Dude, those spells are keeping our asses going, so you know what?
Oh, it's amazing. So we rearranged the room, and where my computer currently is, my headset doesn't cut out when I go up and down the stairs.
Hey.
Hell yeah. I win.
Yeah.
I win the game.
I was thinking of getting like a really long USB cable so I can like mount it next to my door. Have a little extra bit of range.
That's fucking fun. I like that. Oh, that's a tally. I have the window open. I should probably close this one.
All right.
I'm gonna get myself a drink, and then our food will be. I submitted the order, so it should be here in a little bit. You should close your work stuff out.
Oh yeah, I have a whole laptop open that I like.
Like the
It's
portal to
sucking my
hell.
yeah,
Yep.
it's sucking up
Burn
my
it!
soul right now. I knew there was something
Out the
wrong.
window. Ah!
Take a picture of it and be like, it tried to get away and it broke.
Nothing I
It fell
can
down
do.
the stairs. Tripped.
Fell down some stairs.
Nothing I can do.
This is dark. It's dark.
Poor BB. I'm sorry you weren't feeling good.
Oh my god, I'm just fucking. My head's fried. 4 outages in a day is a bit much.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh man, I've had days like that. That's we had an outage recently where it was like more than one person mentioned like it was apparently caused by trans-dimensional squirrels.
Yeah. The scroll problem. I don't have that problem anymore, thank God, because we're wireless. But yeah.
Yeah.
The truth is getting out.
No, it was 2 different squirrel bites took out 2 not contiguous areas, but they literally happened at the same second.
The
Dude,
fuck?
they're planning a takeover.
Like no, literally, it's like coordinated squirrel. People were like, these all like should be the same outage because they all happened simultaneously down to like which 15-second increment they died in. And it's like, nope, it was 2 separate squirrel bites, independent of one another. I had to repair it separately.
That's so funny.
Fucking squirrels.
Fucking squirrels, man.
Fucking squirrels.
It'll be nice
Squirrels.
when we get more on the undergrounding. Petalum is letting us do that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they got conduit.
Yeah, micro trenching stuff.
Legit.
Yeah, Santa Rosa still hasn't approved it, but you know, it's Santa Rosa.
Dude, Santa Rosa is not gonna approve. Oh, first off, the zoning in Santa Rosa is like Swiss cheese, so
Yeah.
I don't even know it's gonna work. Good luck.
Dude, there are
Fucking
parts of the
nerds.
town that straight up are unincorporated. Like small chunks of random blocks that are just like, yeah, we don't actually have any jurisdiction, the city here.
Dude, I bet you it's gonna be something like, we're not gonna approve this because we don't want to go over the zoning. Like that's
Oh,
the
God.
reason. Like they just don't. Like, I don't want to look at it. Can't make me.
Too
Rejected.
real. Too real. All right. I updated your to hits, Blarth, so your armor
Thank
class
you.
should be updated.
Cool. For better or worse?
You have it's just in line with what we're doing. So the
Okay.
hits are all like just pluses. So like basically the hits in armor class are very similar to 5th edition. That makes it easier. Your saving throws
I
are just a
see.
bonus. And then I put your total to hits in your weapon. So like your short sword is a +10 to hit. So that makes that simpler rather than having to figure out the actual total.
This seems pretty good.
It is. You're a fighter, man. Like it's an expert ranking on it. Like
And
you're actually good at that.
because this is a special short sword, is it still +2 versus undead?
Correct. So it would go to
Cool.
+11 to hit versus undead and get an
Damn.
extra point of damage. Ta-da.
Spicy.
I mean, it's a short sword that you're rolling a D10 on damage, man. Because you're really good at short swords.
Yeah, it's actually really fun. Actually, I hate it when the short sword's like, no, it does less damage. I'm like, what do you? It's just shorter. It's not like a like. What does
You
it
need
do?
to get closer.
In fact, they're better in a lot of cases because you can maneuver with them.
Yep.
You can get piercing
Yeah, I mean,
attack.
like D&D is unfortunately just super abstract in that. So like we do the
Yeah.
best we can.
Exactly.
He knows where to hit to actually do damage. What we're kind of saying is he's skillful enough that he knows how to maximize doing damage with a short sword.
I love it. I think it's cool.
And then I know we're actually a bit off, but there are like prestige classes go into after the fact, yeah.
Yes. In fact, let me share that.
I'm pretty close to mine, I think, actually.
La.
I think I hit it at 9.
You can, yeah. I was thinking about lowering that so you could probably hit it now.
Ooh.
because it's like I'm thinking about it, like I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't be able to. So let me link the prestige class. That's the latest copy of the prestige class one. So when you first start scrolling in, you can see there's a table that shows the names of the prestige classes and then the base class they come from. And then whether it's advancement, replacement, or secondary class.
Alrighty.
Yep. Druid has some fun stuff.
Yeah.
You lose your turning ability, but you gain a whole bunch of like nature interface things, and
Exactly.
and like 4 more spells per spell level that you can memorize. So it opens up tons of spells and gives you shape-changing abilities and like some survival stuff in a chosen environment. The exchange for that is you lose your ability to interface with undead.
Yeah. Which, I mean, in this version of D&D, undead turning is bonkers strong, but
Yeah,
you know,
because you're driving them off, man. You're the holy man.
that being said, weapons exist. Weapons are
That
the
is
best
also true.
anti-undead there is. And turns out Asiago pretty spicy with their halberd of his. So, you know, I'm gonna leave the undead to him.
Fair enough.
Da-na-na-na-na. Whip
Christ.
it.
Sorry, Steam just popped up with Tiny Tina's Wonderland is half off. It's fucking $40.
Outrageous.
Sorry, I'm gonna close that. Close Steam. Don't need you right now, Steam. Stop trying to sell me things. Oh my god. Close Intermedia. Not making work calls right now. Fuck this. Alright. I think I'm finally like everything's closed down, settled. If I recall when we first did this, we always had like the soft start and then the hard start.
Yep. Basically.
I don't know if 7:30 is gonna try to be our hard start or not, but like I'm now settled.
let us move forward on this. So
Yeah.
when you guys had last left off, you had made entrance into the sanctuary itself. You had literally gotten into the first room. So as a reminder, that's what you've uncovered thus so far.
Right. We got inside. The door trapped us in, and then she's like, leave! And I'm like, wait a minute. We're trapped in here. Nah, we die.
Yeah, we haven't seen much yet. Okay.
Yup. And you guys had had a chance now to look over the first room. So now that you're in the room, because I didn't get a chance to describe it last time. Yeah, let's see. The corridor. Let's go turn back now. When you go into it, she had told you to go away, and then after you didn't, then the thing drops down. So there is a door ahead of you. There's an open passageway with a door in the way that is pretty easy to open. So, what was the plan here, folks? And did anyone need any chance to like adjust their spells or anything like that before we move forward?
Yes, let me finish adjusting spells for combat stuff. But we can keep going while I'm doing that.
Roll of left.
Yep. So we're starting on the left. Let's keep doing that. Sticks to Snakes is a spell I have access to. Turn 2d8 sticks into snakes.
Yeah, potentially venomous snakes. Like, it'd be
Potent-
hilarious.
You
It
just
says
carry like
poisonous,
Oh well, okay.
which is very
That-
amusing to me.
like,
Go about their mouth.
That should say venomous. That's an old term. That's I think the original stuff. It needs to be updated to say venomous.
does it depend on the kind of wood, depending on the snake, or
Mm,
and do you have to carry these sticks around with you, or
it's a big
Well, if he's in an
bundle.
area with sticks, he can just be like, "Hey, look, sticks in the ground, snakes," and then he can
Snakes.
point at people and go, "Snakes, go." So he literally can summon snakes out from sticks and have them attack people.
You know what? That is dope as hell. I'm gonna prepare that.
Builds character.
So yeah,
pocket
brother
stick.
Linus. Fucking rocks and sticks, break their bones. Brother Linus definitely has a big old bundle of sticks strapped to his back.
That makes sense. You fascist.
Yeah.
Stop.
As a quick aside, fascists are named after that's the symbol of the sticks together are strong. One stick can break, but sticks tied together. That's why the Italian symbol is it's a bunch of sticks looped together. So it's a bundle of sticks, and the name of that is fasci. It's the same root word for the epithet towards gay people.
Interesting.
Bundle of sticks.
So it comes from fascism. I always thought it was just the term that they
Comes
used
from
for a
fascis.
bundle of sticks.
It comes from the Latin fascis, which
Fascism.
is a bundle of sticks. 'Cause
Oh, look at that! It totally is just a bundle of sticks tied together with like an axe head poking out the side.
Yeah,
Look at
no,
that.
It's 'cause it's an old Roman. It's SPQR, like rah 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 type of like analogy. It's the like tie the sticks together. They're strong. Like that's totally a Roman thing to say.
Look at that. I didn't even cast read languages yet.
You're just so good at the spell, it happens.
Learning.
So is the group gonna move through the doorway into the next area?
Certainly.
Think so.
Don't feel
Alright,
like we have a
yes.
lot of other option, right? Logistically,
I mean, we have options, but
do we?
like we have two. I'm pretty
Just
sure.
leave, but we can't, right?
3 options. Yeah. Roll left.
Like I thought this initial room 1, I thought that we did investigate that. We went through the door up there, which is what closed.
Oh,
on
you went
us.
through and you were heading up. Okay, no, that makes sense. Like we kind of ended, and I think I didn't take as good a notes as I should have.
Yeah. I think we investigated that room. That door up there was like I thought that was the one with the like the metal drop down. Tried to set up a system of like metal spikes to prevent it from collapsing down. Unfortunately, it still just had too much weight to it.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are heading into room 2, which I totally think you might be right. So on to room 2, because man, this makes it easier. On your left-hand side, you can see there's a big open area. It's about 30 feet north-south and 30 feet east-west, with the hallways on the north-south sides directly opposing each other on the eastern edges of the room. The area seems empty except for a raised area occupying the middle of the western wall. The raised area is about half a foot above the floor and looks like polished stone. There's a pedestal in the middle of it. It's raised up about 3 feet, 2 feet square, and it looks to be made of wood. And on the top of the pedestal is a black bell.
Black bell.
Yeah, the wood is looks like it's maybe mahogany, big solid block of wood.
Black Bell.
Yeah. You guys are at the entranceway. What are you doing in the room?
I feel like this bell is a trap.
Do we want to check it for magic?
Do we have a detect magic going? No,
I don't know.
Probably get one going.
I don't.
No. I have protection from evil and charm person.
I certainly be able to check that out. Yeah, if I wasn't already from the first room, I'll just go ahead and activate it now. Yeah.
So detect magic, by the way, is a concentration thing, so you can keep it going.
Right.
But you won't be able to do other things. So if there's other things you wanted to check in this compound, you would have used it up, and if you cast another spell, you'll have used up your detect magic.
Doesn't that last a good while though?
It does last a good while, but you
If you're
can hold it
focusing.
and concentrate.
Yeah.
But if he decides to do other things, it'll
Then we
be a
lose it.
short time potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you totally can cast it. I just wanted to let you know the implications on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think entering into this room, kind of seeing that, just in almost an initial check to see
Yeah,
if
so
it's
like
trapped or anything.
you casting detect magic, like there's hints that magic's been here in this room, but nothing in the room other than you guys is currently giving off any active auras. So like old decayed hints that like there was magic around where that raised days the platform is, but presently it's just a wooden platform on a raised up stone section. With how close are you getting?
Probably within like 5 feet or so of it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a cast iron bell. About a foot tall. Thing probably weighs like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, imagine that thing. It's not a little
I mean,
bell.
it's a big cast iron bell.
Yeah.
Like it's much larger than like say like imagine like a Dutch oven that's like twice as tall as a Dutch oven, but and flayed out more at the bottom.
Yeah. That makes so much noise of my Dutch oven. Yeah, that looks like some sort of device to warn or alarm. We should stay away from that.
I mean,
There's
I
also the thought that you guys were looking for a bell. That's the magic item.
oh,
But it was said to be a platinum bell.
yeah, this is not a platinum bell. Maybe they just really like bells. This whole building is just bell.
Dun, 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 dun,
Well-
dun, 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 dun.
We know where this one is, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
They're a themed Batman villain.
Should we check out the other rooms?
Suppose?
Yeah.
Is it weird that I kind of want to keep this? It's got so much character. It's almost like it speaks to me.
Can you carry it?
Well, I do imagine I could probably. I just don't know exactly what I would do. Can I look towards? I don't want to make little S work. He's so fragile.
You just stuff him in the bell, and then you carry them both like he's like a bucket of chicken.
I just don't know if there's any way for me to like hang on to this. You know, we'll grab it on the. It's right at the front. We'll grab it on the way out.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Shit's heavy. Like, you don't want to have to carry that thing.
Moving on then, I guess we'll go to the next room. We'll come back to this one. Number 2, remember. Big old dew spell.
From a casual glance, does there appear to be any like magical symbols on it?
Andy, you're mute.
He might be talking to roommates or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I had been chewing on food and I forgot to unmute myself.
Okay.
So it's a cast iron bell. What was the question again? I was saying something about
does it- Does it have any like symbols or anything that would belie?
No, there's that extra lip that runs around about 1.5 inches off the bottom, but that's like a lot of bells that are meant to be seen by people have that as like a little bell decoration. You know, like you can see the bottom lip, and then like 1.5 inches above that, there's a secondary circle that runs all the way around it.
Okay.
And then a loop on top, a circular loop for attaching the chain or the thick hemp rope. But no actual symbols that you can see.
No actuals. Okay. Perhaps we poke this on our way out. So I guess we continue on.
All right, I am prepping the next.
Jay, I have a character idea for you for one of these days. I don't know what you think, but fucking Trailer Park Boys has just a slew of fun characters that could be done. But J Rock, I think that'd be a lot of fun. What does he do?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
All right. So you guys are coming into the next area,
bubbles.
and
Ricky. If you did a Randy, you'd have to be a barbarian. Well, he always has his shirt off. It's like that's his
Yeah.
thing. He never has a shirt on. So
I actually think it'd be really funny if he was a wizard
But-
or like a sorcerer, because it needs spellcasting.
That would honestly work, I think.
Randy's special skill is that he eats too many cheeseburgers. Never forget the opening of the season on the bus where the bus stops too quickly, so his gut just slaps somebody in the face. It's a good firm slap. It's a kind of wet sounding too. I've never laughed so goddamn hard at just an opening scene where nothing is really happening.
So as you guys are surveying things, you realize as you're heading to the exit, the acoustics in this room actually kind of deadened the noise from the hallway to the north when you were in the room. But once you hit the hallway, you can start hearing, it's almost like low talking or chanting or like distant singing.
Can we listen?
The walls are the way they're shaped. Like there's a bunch of weird angles, like the verticality stuff, where it's sometimes trapping noises and sometimes like accelerating in places. So you're not sure how far away it is, but it's actually probably not that far.
Is it pretty?
No,
Um,
it sounds human-esque though, or like at least a humanoid race is making the noise. You don't think it's
Oh.
like some weird giant slurping monster. You think it's humanoids, probably anywhere from goblin-sized to human-sized.
Got it.
okay.
It lacks sophistication.
Is it pretty?
Oh,
I mean,
God, I
that's-
forgot how fucking. I was gonna
Eyes of
cast
quarter.
silence, but silence is a 30-foot diameter sphere. It's huge.
Yeah, I've been using that at the other on my other character.
At least it doesn't sound angry.
Can we listen in on it a little bit? Like, I guess approach the next door or corner before we go around the corner and see if we can hear it better.
Yeah, so you guys are coming up. When you hit into room 3, you can totally hear. It sounds like low talking. Let me know. Maybe chanting, like low chanting.
They don't like that.
But
Never good.
multiple voices doing it, not just one, but they're chanting together. And
Asiago,
then the
so
chanting stops. And you can hear some movement, like some people standing. Like you can hear some straps being tightened.
Defensive maneuvering.
And then you guys hear some voices call out, like separately, but things like "Kes no kraniha," and then like that little dull noise that like sounds like a spell going off.
Duck.
or Sephiroth, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like incantation, so it didn't sound like a wizard. It sounded like prayers to an immortal. So it sounded like
Like a
They're
cult.
power.
They're
I take it
buffing. They know
cultists.
we're here. Yeah, cultists.
So you guys are basically not quite into room 3, and you hear it coming from around the corner towards room 4. So what do you guys want to do?
Grab the food from the front door. I will follow you guys. Just don't get me killed.
As I'm still currently, I guess, concentrating on it, am I picking up anything besides just I don't know, things around the corner, that sort of thing for the magic? Is there anything that's actually like connecting anywhere around us?
You see the slight magical aura just before you see some dudes coming around the corner. There's looks like some men and some women. They're dressed in plate mail with a like greenish with like deep brown highlights tunic over on top of it with a clenched gauntlet as like this abstract symbol in the middle of the tunic. And they're each holding shields with maces. And they've come around the corner and they see you. By Leptar's cage. Intruders. Elwyn said there'd be folk coming.
Do we know who or what Leptar's cage is and or that weird gauntlet?
So you can make any sort of religious check. Now,
I
you probably have knowledge about your own church, which is fine. You can roll that. Let me know what you get.
Alrighty. Should I roll?
2d6, then plus the bonus on the stat. Let me know what skill you think is the most relevant, and roll that.
Either
I roll-
mysticism or ceremony. Sorry, go ahead.
I would actually say it's your one for your specific. Yeah, the one that involves your church, the Trelladon
Okay.
church.
I was gonna say, can I roll a? I'm old as fuck, and I'm just trying to see if I remember.
You can make a generic intelligence check, but I'm going to have a much higher number that you need to hit.
Sure.
12?
Oh shit, 12. Leptar is not like on the list of enemies of the church, but like whenever Leptar is mentioned in like the myth cycles, it's always as not on your side. So Leptar is a dominating force. He preaches of tyranny and oppression. Leptar is about holding slaves.
Nice guy. Okay.
However, Leptar doesn't have a strong presence in Karamikos.
9.
9
A 10.
with a 9, that means that you remember the name Leptar and you think that Leptar's like you've heard of cults of Leptar. It's not a publicly like well-known one or one that's would be well received by like the common folk, but you don't remember much details. With a
Okay.
12 on his religious check, he actually remembered much more that Leptar is a like an immortal of like oppression and domination.
Perfect. I was just sort of looking for like the broad strokes of like if someone says praise this particular god, do I know like, oh, this is probably not a good thing.
It definitely does not seem like a great thing. So you guys are at the bottom of room 3, coming up towards like halfway through, and they're coming around the corner from room 4. And it looks like there's 6 of them.
6 of them. I can't hit
Yes, sir.
6 at the same time. Can we ask 2 of them to just politely leave so we can deal with them
I mean,
with one
could
spell?
Fireball hit all 6 of them at the same time?
all of
'Cause
a
if
joke
that's the
yeah.
case,
Oh yeah.
They might leave.
So in
I'm
this point, let's
assuming as
roll
much.
initiative because that kind of becomes
Yeah.
important.
I feel like that's probably a thing that's happening here.
Yeah. So
You like rolling initiative.
D6 plus your dex bonus.
Oh, D6, that's right.
I might make it 2d6, but for right now, I'm just leaving it as a d6
Yeah.
because that's pretty simple. I'm going last, however, because I rolled sucky.
Hey, not bad.
I'm downstairs. I'm
Just,
now coming upstairs.
Pick a number between 1 and 6.
plus.
I'm making my way upstairs. You can probably hear me.
But are you also making your way downtown?
Walking fast.
Walking fast.
No!
A piece of feta cheese may have fallen in your beans. I'm sorry.
Ruined.
There is also more beans in the fridge. They gave us a giant tub of it.
Oh, goody.
Beans.
I did order the large.
It was very large.
That's what she said.
Hope you didn't want chips though.
I wish I could order chips. Like, it's not an option.
I'll give you the green salsa for yours and the pico. You just dump it on your taco salad. Here's your dinner. Here's your salsas.
Thank you.
And do you need a napkin?
Yes.
Here's a napkin. And now I can roll initiative.
Sorry, he got wife aggro.
Oh fuck! I need to close the door now. Oh, and I said the F word. The window's open. No.
Ah, ruined it. You have to leave now.
We
Move
have a
out
telly.
immediately.
We have a telly every time we swear with the window open. It's $1 that goes into our savings.
Just gotta
So,
yell, fuck.
I just gotta swear a lot.
loud,
Yeah.
and- yeah. Make a ton of
Just-
money.
I mean, I have the money already. All right, so it's a 1d6 plus our modifier. Bless modifier, if I'm not mistaken, for this is nothing. Yeah, but a
Dexterity, which
+1 for him would give him a +1. So if I had one more dex, it would get a bonus.
If
Is it just exclamation point 1d6?
no /R space 1d6.
That's right, /R. It's so weird. So new. What did I do wrong?
we could change the die bot, it's not a problem, but
/R
it's up to you guys.
1d6. Oh, it just didn't take that time. There we go. Well, okay.
All right, yeah. So it looks like Brother Linus and Blarth are literally going first. Do you guys want to charge them, or do you guys want to make like some sort of line because there was mention of fireball?
That sounds like a great idea. Is holding an action a thing in this system? I don't remember.
I mean, not really. Like I'll let you delay till everyone else is gone.
Including the
So
enemy.
you can't stagger it, but you can totally. I'll let you wait till everyone else is gone.
All of my allies or everyone?
Everyone.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
No. Just in case they survive or somehow are immune to fireball. I'm gonna throw out a stun. He makes this perfect imitation of what you think that iron bell behind him would sound like if rung with a steel hammer, and they all need to make, what kind of save is that? Remove stun. Remove stun. They all need to make saving throw
Like
versus spells.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the worst ones.
Perfect. Well, not all of them. 4 of them. The first 4 in front of us.
First
Or-
one made it.
More specifically, whoever looks like fucking casters.
They all do. They all look like clerics. Second one failed. Third one made. Fourth one failed. So you got 2 of them stunned
Nice.
and 2 of them made.
Cool.
Blarth, are you gonna just like make sure you have your weapons out and be ready to go if someone charges you?
Actually, I think, because if I'm not mistaken, I have multiple weapons.
You do.
I like to pull out a short sword that I tagged into my shield, and if I can in the same turn throw it. I like to throw it at one of them. I like to throw it at one of the ones that
They
are
are somewhat far away. Right now, they're about 40 feet from you.
Ooh, okay. In that case,
Go
I'll
for
have
it,
I'll have this sword ready, but I'll have my shield up too, and kind of just maneuvering in front of the team to make sure that they
Okay. You're making sure that they come at the team. You're there in the front line.
correct.
Okay.
And I have a sword I don't care to strike with ready. I care to
If
throw.
you wanna set, if someone charges you, you'll get to make an attack on them.
Cool. That sounds good.
All right. Then we come to, I believe it is now Cynthia. Eleonora gets to do her thing.
Do the thing.
Eleanor and Little S get to do the thing.
We'll start
Do
by
the thing.
doing the thing. So it's been a minute since I cast Fireball. Remind me.
You are going to roll 66, and then I have to make saving throws versus that damage. I don't have any resistance to fire, so this is going to be fun. Their only hope is if you roll low. Yeah, I mean, unless he made it, you'd have just killed Asiago if you're throwing that kind of fireball.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
She's
good
doing
roll.
that to 6 people, by the way, just in case anyone's doing the math.
Yeah.
So,
Turns out fireball's pretty good.
let me see. Since I actually know that I have a +2, I'm just gonna roll the 60-20, and then I'll do the addition myself in my head. Because it shows me the... Oh, that's not what I wanted. 6 of them! So first made and only takes 12. He's up and life sucks. The second one's dead.
Nice.
Third one was not stunned. He also makes the save. So he's
Bastard.
hurt. Fourth one, who was stunned, made the save. So basically, as he was falling to the ground, he happened to angle his shield, so he took less
Yeah.
damage.
Cool.
Not through any active, just randomly happened to do that. So he's taken a bit less damage.
He's
And
almost
then
badass. Okay.
the last 2 totally fail and die. So there are 3 who are still alive. One of those 3 is stunned on the ground.
Perfect. The one that's stunned on the ground, I would like to have little S run up to and start shanking in the face.
Can he get there? It's pretty far, isn't it?
Yeah, he can charge. He can literally charge with his dagger and just be like,
It's fucked up. In the face, though? Like,
In the face.
he's on the ground like, no, stop it. No.
Go for the eyes, boo.
that's pretty much what's going on here. Yeah.
Remind me.
D20, and then he's got his attack bonus. Little S is pretty good on his attack bonus.
See here.
Little S, the Dragon Slayer, King of Goblins, or whatever. There's a whole bunch of these.
Dragons. He's just little S, the Dragon Slayer. Attack bonus is with the +1 dagger is +4.
Yeah, so he's getting D20 +4, and he's
Roll a
attacking
12.
somebody who's stunned, so they don't get their dex bonus, they don't get their shield bonus, and
Or
they're
sorry, 16.
slightly penalized in their AC. So you hit him.
Beautiful.
Face.
And then that's 1d6.
It's just 1d6. That's all it is. This guy's hurt, though, so you might actually take him out with just this.
Oh, is it all one thing?
R1, sorry, R space, and then when it says command, you can type in the dice.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, he jumps up and literally just shanks this guy and cuts his throat, and the dude bleeds out on the ground.
Or little
Nice.
F to menacingly growl at the one who is
The
still
2
standing.
that are still up that are badly burned, healing with full body burns.
Yes.
Their clothing's partially on fire, trying to put themselves out. Yes, those people.
Yeah, those ones.
They could
Yeah.
probably be routed at this point.
So, Jay, you and the enemies are basically going at the same time. So, what are you planning on doing? Are you charging one of them and having your weapon out, and using little S as the pivot point?
Yeah, I'll go with little S, and yeah, we'll work behind the little guy, and his menacing growl, and we'll
Yeah,
look
you
to
can
take
make
down
an
one of
attack
them.
roll. Yeah. So yeah, on a charge, remember. Oh, if you're charging, you get a +1 to hit. So remember, it's for you. That's what, +11 now.
Yes.
That hits everyone in the group. So yeah, that definitely hits him.
Uh,
Your minimum is more than the hit points he has left. So
also terrifying.
Should I just not roll, or just for the fun of it?
Oh, no,
For the
let's
fun.
do this. Let's
Yeah,
do
let's
this.
We gotta roll this.
There's no kill like overkill.
Let's waste a fucking perfect roll. No, okay, 4. So
Roll
11
low.
total.
He only did 11, so you did more than twice the hit points he had remaining.
I will growl in the same way that little S does. It's the remaining.
Yeah, the remaining dude actually, I'm gonna make another like reaction roll because he rolled the two left had rolled really well to not like have to run. They thought that, oh, maybe if we have the right spells we can pull this off. But this last guy, man, no, he's in fact looking terrified and tries to run. So, Blarth, you basically hadn't done anything. You were kind of like getting ready to do something. Did you want to run after that guy?
I'm gonna throw this this short sword at him actually.
Okay.
Nah.
So, make your roll. He's still kind of far away, so I'm gonna give you a -3 on the to hit roll.
Can I
But
move up as I throw it to
yes, I
help
will let
that
you
out a
move
little?
up and throw. But you're still gonna be. Oh, if you move up and throw, you'll be at a -1. So you'll still
Okay.
be at long range, but you can totally throw it. So
And
that
this
means
is
you're
a
only gonna be a +9 to hit.
dex roll.
Can he get in bonus because the guy's running away in fear?
Oh,
he's
it
not
is a dex
looking.
roll. So it's gonna be a +8 to hit.
Yeah, I don't have any bonuses. I don't have any minuses on dex.
Yeah, but it uses your weapon skill, so you're actually good with the weapon. So
Oh,
like,
okay, that's right.
you're not using a magic one, so it'll be a +7. But still, that's really good. +7 to hit is still not bad
Okay.
considering he's
And
no
so
longer
it'd just be a d20 for this then, right? Because there's no extra
D20
bonus.
+7.
Oh, it is +7. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, just because there's a penalty, you're still good at short swords. You are, in fact, good enough to hit a lot of people. Which, like,
Does an
just to give
18
you
make it?
an idea, plate mail is AC 16.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you just
So-
literally like threw this, hit the dude, and like shanked him on the lower back, right where the armor meets, and it's the chain area. Only you
Yeah.
actually punched through the chain, so you literally hit him just to the right of his spine. So roll damage and let's see if he falls with like a short sword sticking out of his back.
Nice.
I like to think that I kind of it arced on the way there, like did a curve, like a curveball throw. With the
Right.
sword.
Shot.
It hit him right in it. Yeah. All right. This is not plussed, so this would just be.
No, you get your strength in this. It's still a thrown weapon.
It's not my special weapon though. It's
That's
just a
true.
regular.
Not the special weapon. So you're rolling D10
1d.
plus 1 because you have a +1 strength adjustment.
I do.
Yeah,
If
so
that counts,
D10
unless
plus 1.
I'll take it.
Wow.
Obliterated.
Blow up
You
from the
you
throw.
you literally do as much damage with this thrown weapon as
Does it pass through him?
Asiago
Like,
had done.
See, that's the thing I love about the system. Is even like we're like 7th level at this point.
That's
A short
amazing.
sword can still one shot someone. Like that's fantastic.
Well, they had been fireballed. These guys were actually good. You guys are just, you know,
Faster.
willing to throw fireballs. That's the whole thing with spells.
Damn
is that,
right I was.
spells in this edition are really powerful. They're more powerful in this edition, I think, than they are in later editions. People keep talking about like how powerful spellcasters are, and they keep getting powerful. It's like, no, I think spellcasters keep getting nerfed in every edition.
Yep.
Because she just did like 144 points of damage.
One spell.
Not quite, because 2 of them saved. So she
Yeah.
did. Well, no, wait, 3 of them saved. So she did 36 less than that. She did over 100 points of damage. She did like 100.
You know, just 100.
Yeah, over 100. It's like 110 points of damage in one round on people. That's
Seems
enough.
okay. Yeah. It's alright.
It's still good. It's
But yeah,
still good.
one-shotted with the sword.
Yeah, by the way, it now smells like burnt cloth and fried pig.
Mm.
Yes, the local.
It's long pork.
No.
Cooked long pork.
This is making me hungry. Damn it.
And yeah, you guys are rummaging through their. I take it
Hard
you're gonna
corpses.
fried corpses. See if they had anything interesting.
Or anything to indicate whatever the fuck they're doing here.
So they had holy symbols of Leptar on them.
Mm-hmm.
what's a leptar?
That's the
It's like a reptar, but
abomination.
his cousin.
Reptar. Got it. I mean, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my throwing sword back and put it. Well, I'm gonna clean it a bit on his clothing. I'm gonna like wipe it off on him, and then
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna stick it back into my shield, where I like to keep it. So I got the two spots on my shield where I've grafted a place
These are
to
just
put
like humanoid dudes, right?
These are
short
humans.
swords.
These
Still
these
gross.
look like Thyatian humans. They don't look like Traldarns. They look like Thyatians. Which makes sense. The Theatins are the ones that tend to be more of the like outside cults. Leptar's the kind of god that they'd worship as a dark cult. There are other gods that like local Traldarns might worship as a dark cult. Although Traldarns are way more likely to be freaking necromancers than worship like outsider gods.
Uh-huh.
Like that's
Right.
Traldarns roll a certain way.
Forgot about that. Like necromancy is like in vogue around here.
And it's
Even
been in
even our
vogue for a
elves.
long time. It's like the group has issues.
Like cocaine in the 80s, or cocaine in the 70s, or cocaine in the 60s.
Damn it, cocaine.
Or just cocaine, really. Like it's just cocaine.
Ruins everything. Okay. Well,
So yeah, Leptar is also sometimes called the patron of violence and lord of pain.
oh, what a
And
lovely
actually, his
sounding.
symbol is, in fact, I misspoke. I got him confused with everyone. It's not a glove. It's actually a cat of 9 tails.
Oh,
Even
so
better.
Yeah.
like I was thinking like we missed a chance we could have talked to them. They were just humans.
No.
So, out of
But that's
curiosity,
okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay with
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
so you said there's holy symbols to this Leptar fellow. Does that mean that one of them might have a cat of 9 tails on them?
They don't actually have a cat of 9 tails.
How basic are these hoes? No
Posers,
wonder
man.
you
No,
fell.
no.
I mean, they
They're
just
wearing
drop.
plate mail. They're just not the high priest.
They're wearing plate
Boo.
mail, and we just got through that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
They're not the high priest.
And
Well,
these were freaking like actual like priests of like they were adepts here.
So they probably have some valuables on them, right?
No.
Well, they had
Adepts?
plate mail on them and
Yeah.
maces and shields.
No knives or swords to throw. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, you have maces. You can throw the maces. You're just not good at it.
Yeah, no, I can't throw the maces.
dude, you really got to get into mace throwing. All the cool kids are doing it.
It would be fun to make like a baseball player style character. Or like
That would be kind of neat.
a thug with a baseball bat.
You just
Uh,
lob the
it's a
ends of
club.
morning stars at people as like a pseudo ranged weapon.
So, one of the other players, Gabe, Everett, had this idea that he never actually implemented, but he had talked about it. Making an ogre character who's actually an isekai from our world, from Japan. But he got reborn as an ogre. He had been a ball player in Japan, but he doesn't really remember it because the ogre kind of wiped out a lot of his memories. But all he remembers is playing baseball. So his character was going to use clubs and throw rocks.
I love it.
It's great.
It kind of reminds me of a Captain's character in Ray's campaign, the hillbilly in the body of an ape.
Mm-hmm. Basically, it's a like sci-fi campaign, and I'm playing a hillbilly from like 1920s America, or not even that, like late 1890s America. He has no clue what's going on, and he magically got possessed into the body of basically a sentient monkey. It's pretty good.
Been a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It builds character, you know. That's
It really
that's what
does.
we're here for. Yeah.
All right. So, nothing of quick, easy loot that seems,
I mean,
useful.
at some point you could totally take the plate mail.
Mhm.
That's something that you guys can sell, but the rest of the equipment probably would not be. And the plate mail won't sell for a lot, so it might be something like you'll just take it off of them right now and leave it to the side. Take it on your way out.
Put it back in the room with my bell.
Yep, there you go. You guys dealt with the acolytes of Leptar. Now there's an odor in the air. Now that you're up here, there's this strong, like acrid BO odor that isn't coming from these guys.
Mm.
I'll eyeball Brother Linus.
Yeah, and it's like as much fun as it is to make fun
Don't
of
look
them.
at me.
Like, it's also it doesn't smell like human foulness. It smells more like somebody left a jar of like sewage mixed with swamp water in a really hot room.
Oh,
Ugh.
this is unfortunate.
But it's not strong of that. It's more like it's someone opened the jar like just outside the window. You know, what is that odor? That's the thing. It's just not
Someone in the office cooks fish in the microwave.
Nah.
good.
Not the fish in the micro.
Actually, the worst.
Fireable offense.
It really is.
You have a cold fish you want to warm up. Either use a grill or eat it cold. Fuck you. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So into room 4, which you presume this is where they came from. It looks like they'd all been. There were some floor mats. It looks like they'd been like kneeling and giving praises. There's a daze in that room as well, much similar to room 2. There's an altar made of smoothed marble, not high quality looking marble, just like, oh yeah, it's basically a marble countertop on top of this block of regular stone. And on top of that pedestal is then another block of mahogany, and on top of the mahogany is a what looks like a greenish metal bell. It's a bell made from copper.
Okay, so there is more than one bell, and we
There
didn't
is in
have to
fact
lug
more than one bell.
Yeah.
that cast iron one. Although I feel like we could cook with that cast iron bell. Anyway, man, there's definitely a joke to be had with these cultists, but honestly, I think it's a little bit too dark for me.
Let's just ring their bell and get done with it.
All right, you found it. You found it. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, so one of the things you also notice in room 3, before you had moved on, actually, let me pull back. There was a wall painting of a cat o' nine tail. There was also a wall painting of a white dragon being ridden by someone, like above a bunch of people, and then like a white dragon with someone on it on like a castle rampart in front of a like an army.
Is it the same
Um,
person on it?
the person's much smaller drawn, like we're talking the dragon's like the size of like a foot across.
Mhm.
So it's the person's almost a little like abstract stick figurey, like more fleshed out than a stick figure, but not much more
Got it.
fleshed out.
Got it.
And then there's also 4 gargoyle figures carved in stone, standing up, like reaching with their arms towards the ceiling.
Gargoyles.
Like as creepy as they look, because honestly, I think you guys have encountered gargoyles before. These look like real gargoyles, but they're just stone carved gargoyles, having poked them, and there's no magic in them. But they
Give 'em
like
back.
like if it hadn't have been for that fight that happened almost immediately, like you might have been a little more freaked out about the room. But now that you had a chance to look, you realize, oh yeah, there was just like normally most gargoyles before they attack are in more of that like crouched predatory configuration.
Yeah, give them a chance to immediately leap on you rather than
Yeah,
like, all right, I have to get
whereas these
up.
ones, their wings are folded up behind them, and they're standing up on their toes, stretching their arms above them, so their hands are actually touching the ceiling. And it looks like what they are is just really ornately carved and excessively big columns on each of the 4 corners. So not actually gargoyles, but definitely looking like gargoyles.
Little freaky, don't you think?
Yeah, but like this
Or
whole place has this oppressive, like it fits with the motif of Leptar having gargoyles be carved to the walls. You're not sure what the dragon thing is, but like it possibly is the like a dragon rider follower might be the like I'm gonna get a dragon and like take over country kind of stuff. And like you're not sure if it's ancient tale, but that's a fairly recent painting.
okay. Well, shall we mosey on?
Okay, seems like a wonderful option.
I mean, if you call this moseying, I suppose it wasn't that hard. Yeah,
Yeah, let's mose in
Yeah,
that
most-
general direction.
mosing it.
All right.
Mosing.
The odor, by the way, that bad odor is getting a little stronger.
No.
Yeah.
Alcio, did you crack one off?
Who's farting?
No, I am sweating a little bit, but usually it doesn't. Oh, that bad.
Well, all right. That's a little concerning then if it's not you.
No, goblin farts are like dog farts. They sear the nostrils, permeate the area.
I like to imagine that little S turns and like glares at Brother Linus on the Jacuse.
I mean, he might, except I think he actually does remember how bad goblin lairs smell.
But does he like it? Is it like home?
It's like,
No,
oh.
it just goblins are not as bothered by bad odors as most other humanoids.
It reminds me of Grandma's house.
Like they can distinguish the odors, but they're not as bothered by bad odors. It's more like it's interesting. They don't have the
Okay.
same aversion level because they also don't get as sick from like carrying diseases as other people do.
Do you think little
Goblins
S
can live off things that would get you horribly sick. A goblin won't get sick from.
would little S maybe find it slightly offensive now that he's been hanging with us for so long that he's maybe adapted to our ways?
No, because honestly, like my mind a little less. He's like chill about stuff like that. Like if you're gonna call him out for like being lesser, he might get angry. But like not getting affected by bad odors, he doesn't necessarily view as a bad thing. He just
Okay.
thinks you're pussies.
Got
That's
it.
my son.
Like that's I think where he comes from. He's like, you guys can't handle it. It's just some bad odors. Like what's your problem, guys?
Being such a bitch.
Suck
No,
it up, Buttercup. But he wouldn't say that because Little S doesn't talk. He's
He
not going
doesn't
to
say
waste
nothing.
statements on things like that. He's not going to be a wisecracking sidekick. That's not his bag.
Missed opportunity. Little S. I thought you were better than.
Yeah, no, he is better than that. He's not a wisecracking, sidekick.
Not yet, man. We're gonna keep filling that ego though.
Fluff it up. All right.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we mosey.
All right. So, the coming around the corner is you had gone through and you had explored room 4. Room 5 is very similar on that same northern wall.
Someone just did a burnout in our neighborhood.
Yay!
I heard that. That was yeah.
Yeah. What the
Good,
fuck?
good ASMR right there. I don't know.
All right.
I might have been over by the park.
Yeah, that's possible.
They're like donuts. Woo! All right. That's all they got though.
All right.
Okay, so I am going to give you a new map. Give me 1 second.
That's right. We used to designate like a party lead when we first started.
It was useful, not like, but we haven't needed it. Also, the way this dungeon's laid out, it's thus far there's no decision gates. It's just room in a row.
Yep.
So you guys have not, like, don't feel bad. You're not missing anything. There hasn't been anything for you to like have missed along the way yet.
Okay.
Not that you would have been able to find.
What?
What? Wait, what?
I'll just accept that it's yep. Got it.
So yeah, into room 5, which for some reason I deleted the inside of the room. No big deal. It's the room just between 4 and 6, so you can kind of see around that corner. So 6, you're not hearing anything from, but you know there's a room right around the corner. Coming into room 5, there is on the far wall. You can see the wall section. All the rest of the walls have been like these very regular, tall, like single block sheets, like very impressive, tall, like basalt blocks. The kind of the 10-foot section in the middle on the north side of this room looks like it's like irregular foot and a half across, like sideways paving stones or big stone blocks. Like it looks like that video game wall where you're like, that's a secret door.
Okay. Okay.
It's clearly different. There's you just like all these vertical huge basalt slabs and then like this 10-foot section where it's like, yeah, these are just like cut granite rocks. Heavier, but much smaller.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Right on the north side in the center.
We don't have a rouge in this party, right?
No, you do not. That's you, right? Because you can heal yourself.
Yeah, yeah, that's it exactly.
Next best thing.
How much you want to bet if we enter this room and we step on the wrong section, that wall's gonna move and do something?
Like what kind of something?
I don't know. Move, flatten us, open up, animate.
I kind of like the open up one, but the rest not so much.
Yeah, not really a fan of the other ones either, but you know, clearly whoever designed this, yeah, you can tell
So
that one's gonna move because of the
in the
way it
north
is.
corners on each of the room, I forgot to mention, there's another two of those gargoyles also supporting the ceiling.
Okay. Do the tiles on the floor or the stones on the floor look like? Are they smallly spaced? Are they like fairly wide
No,
and look
the
well
ones on the
traveled?
floor look much like the ones in other rooms. Those don't look different. It's just the wall.
Okay. Um, and does this room look well used, or does it seem like just something that is usually passed through? Like, are there chairs or like tables with stuff on them, just kind of sitting, you know, like it's lived in, or is this very distinctly like, oh, this could be like a shrine room?
So now that you mention it, you've seen some dirt along the walkways, but it looks like there's not an accumulation of dust. So either this thing's sealed up all the time and dust can't get in, or someone's been sweeping.
Ah, they have house elves.
Possibly.
They have what?
You know, elves made of houses.
Yeah, good save.
See, when elves get old enough, they just turn into houses. It's the weirdest thing. No one knows how it happens.
I can just see both the elves giving you this look.
Yeah, just
He high? The hell is he talking about? All right. Well, do we continue on then?
Well, they had to have come from this direction, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess we don't really have a choice.
I mean, there doesn't seem to be any sort of like well-trod path in the stone, right?
There is slightly more dirt of people having gone outside and come back inside through the southern side of the room. It looks like the straight walkway tends to be where people walk.
Okay.
But that's been the case in all the rooms.
Yeah.
Back.
I'm gonna go. The clerics were all wearing holy symbols, right?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any other sigil that all of them had? Any like item or something that we can see on their corpses?
No, but thinking about it, their clothing, the like the not burnt portions of it, like was good cloth, but you're not sure you'd be able to talk any locals into like weaving cloth with like holy symbols of dark cults on it.
Yeah.
At least
We
not
gotta-
like locally anyway.
Find a
Okay.
user.
So these might be people who are transplants relatively recently from maybe either the coast or coming from like somewhere else in the greater Theatan Empire.
I'm gonna say let's each grab one of these holy symbols, just on the off chance that they're like magical keys for any of the rooms in here. And I'll kind of cover up my holy symbols, just out of habit.
Give some praises to Leptar too.
No, you know, it's an interesting thought. I think I'm gonna pass. Appreciate the offer though. Anyway, yeah, let's
said that?
grab those. I'm just kind of speaking out loud, kind of looking up. Who's he talking to? But
His house elves. Now he's talking to himself. Do humans go crazy if they haven't seen their mothers in a while?
Wait, is this actually
Sometimes.
new for Brother Linus?
Also, no.
Brace the madness. All right, Brother Linus will cautiously, but steadily cross the room.
Yeah, so you're up on those stones. They look stacked, they're not mortared, and they're also not as well put together as the rest of the stones in the compound.
Are they on the inside wall or outside wall?
They're on the inside wall. The exterior wall is like 5 feet up plus of stone.
Hmm.
So the map does a poor job of displaying just how much of that wall, how thick it actually is to the exterior.
Okay. Do we want to try pushing it? See what's on the other side, or do we care?
Well,
You
it
don't
sounds like there's-
remember a section outside that looked like this, because you guys had looped around the whole building.
All right. So clearly this is recent and something they put up. Maybe to contain whatever that smell is, kind of go over to the wall where it is and give it a sniff. Is it like more pungently horrible?
It's stronger here in the middle of this room.
Lovely. Yeah.
The question is do we want to figure
Hmm.
out what's making the smell, or do we want to just not kick leaning fences?
Where is that smell coming from?
It's in the middle of the room.
Not
Yeah,
clearly
it's
up.
actually strongest in the middle of the room.
How can you tell it's in the middle of the room, Brother Linus?
He's
Are-
standing in the middle of the room?
Are you
He's
just
also
going
been
around?
He walked up to the wall and was smelling, and he realized, having paced around, the strongest odor was in the center of the room.
So he's just sniffing around the room, trying to like
Yep.
radar sniff it.
Asiago will look up. Is there anything up above us in this room?
So, on the ceiling, meeting in the center, are coming from the edges, the corners, and meeting across the center, like support beams, are 4 gargoyles with their feet towards the wall and their hands towards the center that are like carved into the rock above.
That's not weird.
Hmm.
Do we want to detect magic on this room? I feel like might be a good idea.
Does it smell worse, like high or low?
It's just kind of permeating.
So Blar, wondering that, like sniffs up and then he like kneels down and like sniffs the ground. Oh yeah, no, the odor's coming from the floor.
What do we see on the floor?
So
Anything?
at this point, you hear this like feminine laugh, and all the stones in the room pivot, opening up chasms between them. So everyone gets to make a
Oh no.
saving throw versus magic wands, or be dropped below.
Oh no.
Fucker.
Oh no.
Saving throw versus magic wands.
Yeah.
All right.
Because magic wands is the get out of the way thing. So
Because
So-
you know that
So
makes
what am I
sense.
rolling?
yeah, d20 plus your save versus magic wands.
1d20 plus. Okay.
Oh god, no.
So Brother Linus falls. It's not very far. It's literally like 20 feet down.
Where are you going?
Okay. Good thing.
13.
So we just need Blarth to save.
And that was. Is the magic wands 6? Okay. Nope. Yes. All right. Sorry. Battling with the dice bot here. You gotta type inside the box.
Yeah, we might want to look for a different one.
So, Blarth, when they start tipping, like he kind of steps forward, and he literally is like his head's at the ceiling now, as you literally were standing on the rock as it pivoted, and you just sort of stepped to the edge and like are standing upright, looking down. You can see your friends had slipped and fell through the holes that opened up, and you just literally rode the pivoting rock upright.
Woo!
26, man. You. However, they fell like 20 feet to a room below this one.
Blythe does a little spin when he hits his landing. He goes, "Ha ha!" Showman style.
So, the group, you guys all fell, and everyone who fell takes 3 points of damage from the fall because it's falling 20 feet.
Okay.
Ugh.
The smell is really strong down here. In fact, I think it's strong enough where you guys might remember it. You smelled this before when encountering troglodytes.
Oh, lovely.
But it doesn't smell like fresh troglodyte. It just smells like troglodytes have been here. Because you guys remember that one cave that you were in with troglodytes. You felt like you were going to need to puke every single moment you were in the cave.
And so it was like it's like a stale troglodyte. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably troglodytes nearby, not immediately here. Good to know. Okie
Kingdom
dokie.
for prestidigitation.
Right?
Next time we go to town, I am buying a spell of prestidigitation.
So, little S. Did he make a save?
Oh no.
Or did he just write it down in your backpack?
We will say he rolls his own save.
He uses your little pouch as like a parachute.
Nope.
No, he does not.
Okay, so he ended up falling as well.
He also takes 3.
Yep, he also takes 3. So he's down to what,
31.
31 hit points.
Poor thing.
And then yeah. The group is now in like a 30 by 30 foot room down below. Where is that? There it is. And yeah, you can hear some noise coming from a hallway leading out of this room. It sounds like talking. Like this, though.
Well, good thing they can't hear. Giant stones shifting around and people landing with thuds.
Oh no, they heard. They're talking. those of you who speak Orc, which I think are the elves in the group, recognize orcs talking.
I speak Orc.
Yep.
What do I
same.
hear?
Yeah, sounds like she set the trap off. There must be some group that's fallen. Let's go see if we need to finish them off or anything. Oh God, that room smells so bad.
Can I yell back in Orc? Something.
You can totally yell something in Orc.
Okay. Shit. I would like to yell something at them. Just can't think of it off the top of my head. Loading.
Your mother is a hamster, and your father smells of elderberry.
You gonna tell him a joke?
I'll tell them a joke, and if you want to give me a joke to tell them, I'll try and translate it. I don't think they're open for a joke.
No, I don't.
Can I instead just warn them, don't come any closer? You will regret it.
You can totally say that, yeah. And then roll. They haven't seen you yet, so roll me just 2d6 plus your charisma modifier, and that'll inform whether or not they get a penalty on
2d6 plus what, sorry?
your charisma modifier.
Not 4. I'm not that bad at this. Oh.
Okay, yeah, that is good enough for
Well-
me to have a penalty on my reaction roll.
Eleanor's just fed the fuck up. She fell down. She's not happy about it. I landed on my butt really hard. I'm worried about my son. I'm telling them, you don't want to come in here right now, so help me.
I like to think the reason is because she just doesn't want to be seen sitting in this gross. She wants to be standing looking proud, and that's the main reason. She's like, no, you come in here now. They all felt their moms in that when
Yep.
they heard it.
Well, unless you're good at climbing, you're gonna have to come through us anyway. Why shouldn't we go in the room?
You'll regret it.
I regret lots of things. I'm in a room next to where Trog slept before. But
How do you feel about the
you
work you
sound
did
like
this
you're
year?
an elf. You might have some other elves with you. Those got shinies. And to be frank, I don't mind caving in elf skulls.
Oh, that's absolutely uncouth. Caving in elf skulls? You sound like you're doing something much more with your life.
No, not really. My last 2 tribes were all slaughtered by elves, so I ain't got a lot to do except dream of caving in elf skulls.
You can't just automatically loop in all elves together. You can't be that close-minded, right? Like, tell me about your boss right now. How do you feel about your current working conditions? Have you considered unionizing?
No, Leptar teaches unions are evil.
Oh,
You think
that is an interesting perspective for him to take. I assume he also gives you all of the holidays you want off and treats you very kindly.
No, of course we're not treated kindly. That's not Leptar's faith.
You,
But
like
I get
to
to
be
lord it over to
treated
those weaker than me. That's Leptar's faith.
yeah, but like then you have to.
It's a
find someone weaker than
pyramid,
you.
lady.
Sure, but like, aren't you at like the bottom of it?
No, I got these orcs here to be below me.
Do you?
Yes, I've demonstrated that to them multiple times.
And how do they feel about that?
Oh, I'm sure they hate it.
Do you think they might want to raise up against you and unionize?
Look, I hate getting shit on from above, so I shit on those below me. It's called a pyramid, not a circle.
Right. Absolutely. Well, it does seem a shame someone with your talents and your expertise is going to waste, but I suppose if you'd like to do this, boys.
Do you say boys in Orcish? So we just kind of.
No,
like,
I'll say boys in common.
Oh, so you got friends over there with you.
I mean, you saw that there were a number of people who fell down, so.
We ain't got in the room yet. We're just waiting for you to talk.
Well, I'm talking. I haven't stopped talking, in fact.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Do we have time to prepare for battle?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping you guys
You
were
guys
doing
have had
while
like
I was
2 rounds
talking.
worth of talking, maybe 3 rounds worth of talking that you can do things in. So,
Alright.
did you want to
I
try
mean,
to like get down, like maybe tie some rope, Blarth, and like lower yourself down to this area?
Yeah, I need to get down there.
So you tie up some rope and loop it down. There's not even a chance to failure. It's only 20 feet down. You got plenty of rope. You can
Alright.
just loop on down. Getting back up would require some checks. Getting down is not going to require a check.
Aha.
It's a one-way
While I
trip.
continue to like rattle off and talk to them, like I kind of just want to keep them busy while Blarth ties off the rope.
Yeah, the
throws
orc
it
voice
down.
it's not like rushing into the room, but you do, like, based on hearing other things, you think they're like assembling up and together. Like they're definitely preparing in the other room.
Got it.
Sounds like there's less than a dozen, but maybe like more than a few.
Less than a dozen, but more than a few. Got it.
Yeah.
I'll ask them what they miss most about their family. You know, the ones that were slaughtered to elves.
Who we all miss. Our moms.
That does
Cave
sound
mothers
very
are
sad.
the source of pain and pleasure when you are young, and they kiss your boo-boos away and sing you stories of the places that we've all been kicked out of because the elves don't like us to live in nice places.
Do you miss having a dead mother?
No, I miss having a mother. You elves killed her. You elves have killed all of our mothers.
Listen, I can't speak for all elf kind. I can't for surezies say.
All the stories I grew up listening to were that we got to be careful or the elves will hunt us down. And did you know what happened? The elves hunted us down.
I'm sure they were horrible, awful elves. You know, my cousin is an absolute cunt. She's an elf. Absolute stone cold bitch. My point I'm trying to make here is not all elves necessarily want to hurt people. I'm not one of those elves. I even have a goblin colleague whom I love and adore and wish to take care of. I have gnolls that also live with me in my kingdom. I am mother to many a monster, hoping to give them better life, hoping
Wait,
to help.
why would you tolerate gnolls? They're just gonna try to eat you in your sleep, or eat somebody in their sleep that they shouldn't. That's all they're really good for.
These ones seem particularly enlightened.
They're good shock troops, but don't trust them not to try to eat you in your sleep.
No, of course not. We give them other things to eat. Things that are tastier, fattier, more delicious. We have a really, really good lasagna recipe. It's kind of infamous where we're from for converting. You know, it's not important. You probably really like your boss. You really like your god. I totally understand. I'm gonna look and see where the fuck the rope is at this point.
Well, there's a rope that Sid came down on.
Why did he come down here? I thought we were going to go back up.
Because you all went down there.
Right, but I feel like we could climb back up the rope.
That takes a check. This didn't.
Okay.
So I can't hear what they're saying, so this be meta knowledge. But if they're like elves killed all of our moms, I feel like you could take more of an intimidation path at that point because like we
Oh, she
killed
did
you.
intimidate them. They haven't gone in the room yet.
Mm.
The normal orc behavior would have been to rush in the room. They're holding back.
Right.
So do we want to leave or that's the thing we're trying to
I
get
was
at?
figuring we try and climb out.
All right, so now that Blarth is down here, I'm gonna be like, hey, I got a rope to get back up.
Wait,
I'm
I just heard
tell-
Sam say something about a rope.
They speak common? Shit.
I like how I come down the rope to tell you that there's a rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, look what I
Guess
found.
we motion through and fall back.
Is someone gonna try climbing?
I would like little S to try and start climbing the rope.
So the easiest way is if you're a thief, the climb check would be instantly successful because it's like you have a plus. Sorry, it'd be like a minus 40% on the roll, so you're definitely gonna roll below your like climb walls chance because
Right.
it's nearly impossible to not be able to climb a rope if you're a thief. For you guys, if you have acrobatics, you can just roll the acrobatic skill. If you don't have acrobatics, you're going to. Sorry, my laptop, because I hadn't moved the mouse in a while, decided it wanted to go to sleep. I think I need to adjust how quickly it goes to sleep. That feels like it's 5 minutes. If you don't have acrobatics, you're going to make a dexterity check, the 2d6 plus your dex modifier, but with a -2 on the roll because you don't have an appropriate skill.
Not.
Now, if you wanted to throw a rope and use muscle, somebody else could use muscle to literally pull you up, and that's just a normal muscle check. But that requires a long enough rope. You would throw it up and over one of the rocks and use it as basically a simple lever and just like pull somebody up.
Or we could fight the things that we intimidated.
Or you can fight things you intimidated. That is your decision.
I was planning on still throwing things from up top. I just wanted to have good range to do so. Because again, I was hoping they would all funnel into the room so I could cast Fireball down at them.
Well, at this point, it's going to cast Fireball into another room because we are all down there.
In the room.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean,
Even if I didn't come down, you were all
Still
down
want
there.
little S up the rope. He rolled a 7.
So Fireball is a sphere, 40 feet across. You guys are in like a 30 by 30 foot room, but they're down a hallway in another room.
You could throw it down the hallway once they open the door, or we could
There's
open.
no door. There's just a hallway.
There's just a hallway. So yeah, you could just throw it down the hallway.
I still want little S kind of like halfway up the rope to keep him out of the way.
You know what? Yeah, well,
What if I'd love him to dive bomb down on somebody if it ended up coming to that?
you know what?
I can see him doing that.
I'm not gonna take any chances. I'll throw a fireball down the hallway.
Oh man, we get 2 fireballs from 2 people. Let's roll some damage.
Hey, if he's gonna throw a fireball, I'll hold on to mine. Like,
No, hold yours. That's fine. This is the,
I like the 2.
66.
6d6 damage. So roll 66. We got big numbers, no whammies.
are we just waiting for the door to open, or?
No, there's no door. They're just like around down the hallway and around the corner, I guess.
Got
They're
it.
down
You
the
actually
hallway
see
into
them.
an open room. You can tell there's figures down there, but that's all you can tell.
Got
So
it.
we
That
can't
is-
see them, but
That's a bit of a question. If two fireballs are thrown in the same place, does that up the radius?
No.
They're just 2 separate explosions. They happen pretty quick. Fireballs happen real fast.
they're basically grenades.
That have a flame component to them.
Yeah.
We'll whip this in there. Lob it.
So fireballs look like how
Ooh, that's a low roll.
fireballs look like movie explosions. That's what they look like. They look that expanding ball of fire that happens real fast.
The
Yeah.
base explosion. Got it.
Okay, so you throw
Goddamn.
that
got
with a
nearly-
13. That's low, but even if I make the save on most of the orcs, they're dead.
I don't have nearly as big a balls as Eleanor, apparently.
So you just
No.
killed a swath of them. I have to make 2 rolls because there's 2 people who might live.
Okay. Here you go.
You should have taken my offer.
He's got the biggest.
Okay, the orc shaman is now dead.
Love to hear it.
Nice.
And the orc leader is very badly hurt because he takes full damage.
Also love to hear it.
Okay.
And that puts us on initiative. Let me roll
Yes.
my reaction.
Want to talk to them now?
Oh, yeah, there's we're past talking. It's now.
Yeah.
They sure?
So I'm on a 3.
Your
So
Minus
initiative.
Garbo initiative.
I mean, I don't think anybody has a plus,
One.
do they?
It's based off of your dex modifier, so
Yeah.
if
Does anybody have a plus to Dex? Because I don't.
I have a
Yeah,
plus one.
Wow, I'm surprised. Oh my god. The 4. Alright.
Wow.
garbage.
This is not typical. I am almost always last.
Not today.
Asiago's fired up after that fireball.
Oh, I got in there, yeah, I guess.
All right, so I'm on a 3, so I imagine some folks are before me.
Yep.
So starting from the top, who's acting? They're about 60. The survivor is about 60 feet from you down a hallway into a room.
Okay.
Asiago, you can go first if you want to throw another one or do whatever you want to do.
I mean, my idea is I'm pressing. So if you
Yeah.
want to try to jump in, I don't know where you're exactly positioned relative, but I imagine
I'm
pretty
probably,
close
like-
by, right? So
Yeah. Brother Linus would have positioned himself near the doorway in case they came running in.
All right, I'll look to Brother Linus. After you, sir. Just kind of like
Alright.
after throwing a fireball in the room and the fucking screams of them and fucking dying. Like, after you.
Linus gives you that like cocked head nod and proceeds to start walking down the hallway.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you gonna walk? Or are you gonna run into the hallway? Because you have a
Oh.
movement rate of 30 feet in a round if you're just gonna do that.
I'm gonna get to 30 feet. I'm gonna use my instinct in that moment to see if I can see anything in the room before I charge on in to the next area.
There's an orc in what looks like banded mail armor and a shield with a spear.
With a spear. Great. I'm gonna stop and prep.
He's the
against
only one.
charge.
The other dozen or so orcs are all burnt on the ground. He's smoldering.
Does it smell good?
No.
Oh, okay. Is he set against charge?
No, he hasn't been able to act yet. He literally is just standing there because he has not had a reaction time yet.
Fantastic. Can I charge him as part of my move?
No, because you had already moved into the room. You were a little cautious moving in.
I will.
If you'd be moving fast enough, you basically would have been running into a room you hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was asking. Then I'm standing there looking awkward, weapon out, shield up. I'll give him that kind of like, come hither motion with a hand. And yeah, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Who's up next? Because I'm on a 3, so I don't think I'm
I think
going
that's
next.
it's either
Santiago.
Jackie. Oh, I was gonna say Yago.
Santiago.
Asiago's going second. What's going on here?
I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll kind of follow up on Brother Linus's lead there. With my movement and my reach, maybe I'll get at him at that range or no?
If you had heard Brother Linus like mention like orc, you could rush in and do like a charge onto the guy because you have a better idea of what's in there. You're not
Yeah.
just the first person running into the room.
Basically, it's be like, orc on the right.
Why the fuck not? Let's go. Yeah, we'll rush him
So
down.
dude's upright. He's not set for charge. He's however not surprised because like combat had already started. He just hasn't really had a chance to do anything yet. So he's up. His shield's out. You can charge him. He's not getting an attack on you as you charge, but he's also not like an easy target.
Okay.
So make your attack roll, sir. Remember, +1 to hit for a charge.
Exactly.
And by the way, you also don't have to get next to him because you can charge and stop like 10 feet from him.
26.
That's a hit on everyone in the group. Roll your damage, sir.
Yes.
I'm already hurt from a fireball.
Ooh, the 1 though, plus the 7, so 8 total.
Oh, it's still 8. That's
Oh
fucking.
no, you rolled minimum and did 8 damage.
You poor
Okay.
thing.
Well,
Yeah, I've now taken 21 points of damage, and I'm still up, but I'm very badly hurt.
Maybe now we don't go.
All right, so who's up?
I think that'd be me next.
alright, you'll all be seeing your family soon.
Enjoy your vacation. Putting you on leave.
I heard the afterlife's wonderful this time of year.
I can't talk to him, so I guess I'll just go into the room, and I would love to throw a sword at him.
Ah!
I mean, yeah,
Fireball.
you can move in and throw a sword at him.
Shit.
Yep. You can even get into medium range with your sword, so you're not have a penalty. So you can throw a short sword like a normal short sword. So it's going to be your +4, +4 from your freaking short sword ability is 8. I don't think you have a dex bonus,
No, I do not. So +8.
so +8
Oh my god.
with throwing a melee weapon at someone to the face, like 10, 15 feet
Oh
away.
my god, the natty ones. Look at
Well,
that, baby.
Ooh.
I may have thrown that right to my foot instead.
No, you still threw it. It just didn't connect with him, so it like went over his shoulder, but it still passed over his shoulder. Like even with a 1, you still rolled a 9, so you would have hit somebody who wasn't dexterous and not
So-
wearing armor.
It just freaked him out, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, like it's obvious that you're there and you know how to hit things.
You threw a freaking sword at him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get that.
Hold on, can we just pause the combat real quick? I need that
Car!
right behind you.
Do over, Mulligan.
Yeah, no, that's the way it works.
All right. Next.
I think it's him. You rolled a 3, I rolled a 1.
Yes, indeed. All right.
So
So, I'm
try and
going
take the
to-
opportunity to intimidate him, but
Yeah, I mean he was thinking about running, but like he realized now he would just get ran down because you guys are willing and able to throw things at a distance. He can't actually get away from you in time.
Yep.
So he's gonna have to try to fight it out. So he's gonna leap forward towards Asiago, who's right up in there. As I'm gonna have to desperately try to do something, make something work out of this. Let's see here.
you could have been my husband. God, so fucking short-sighted.
He didn't know. Holy shit.
I don't think he would have cared.
Yeah, he grabbed the spear and he did this like rotate where he ducked and kind of rotated his body a bit and like brought it in to try to like hit you. But I believe you get a deflect. So you might be able to deflect this because he's hitting AC 23, which is going to hit you.
Yes.
But if you get a deflect, you can totally try to deflect it. So you're going to roll a d20 plus your death ray save. And if you get a 16 or better, you deflect the weapon and he doesn't hit you.
Dope.
25.
Holy shit.
Yes,
Pretty
you
dope.
deflect it. Because
Oh,
this guy
shit.
actually, by the way he's hitting you with the spear. Oh wait, it's actually would be higher than that. Yeah, it'd be 9
Oh!
damage because
No! Asiaga's seeing his light flash before his eyes had to get in there. real
yeah,
quick.
no, like
Shit.
it's like
That's-
like you managed to bring
Let's
your
have my
weapon
help.
up and like it like it scrapes and you're like, oh shit. Blood's a little
I
well-made
usually
now.
don't let this happen.
So you do
Yeah.
do a cool little dodge, right? Do you do a spin with it or anything?
Yeah, no, you're realizing the way the dude's holding the spear and how he's using it. It's like, oh, he knows how to use a spear. He actually is more than just a mook with a spear. Someone actually trained him how to use a spear well. Because he's an orc hero.
I point over at.
Soon he's gonna be an orc legend, cause we're gonna
Yeah.
change the pronouns from to was and were.
Yep.
I watch Asiago kind of dodge that. I point over at him and go, "Ha ha!" Like,
You know, here's the he didn't even dodge it. He had to deflect it with his weapon. He had to use his weapon to
Yeah.
keep from getting hit by that.
yeah. Ha ha! Nice.
As we are now towards the end of the round, so I think that's Eleonora
me.
and Little S.
Little F can rappel down from his rope and onto my back, Baby Yoda style.
Yeah.
And I will saunter into the cave,
So you
mocking.
saunter into line of sight.
You know, I'm cocky. We'll say yes.
Wait. Yeah.
At which point I'll just start to cackle maniacally and go, "You offer."
You killed them all, elves! You killed them all!
Yep. Might want to move
He's
your
yelling
mic
out in orc.
up a bit there, baby.
Wait, wanna what?
Move the mic just up a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
cut out
funny.
just a little bit.
Yeah, that's all.
I have a whip.
A whip.
Are you gonna whip it good?
Can I?
Yeah. you
I
can
only
try to go ahead.
sauntered into the cave. I didn't like full.
Oh, yeah, no, well, I mean, he moved up to the side to try to get Asiago.
Okay.
So I'll say you can, on your saunter with your whip, reach him.
Wonderful. All right. I am rolling. I am +10 to attack with this thing.
Yes, you're.
And I have
You've
extra
actually spent a
spicy
lot of weapon
entangle.
skills on it.
So it's roll 1d20 plus my bonus, which is 10.
Yeah, and let me pull up the rules for entangle.
It's a 14.
Is that your to hit roll?
That's my to hit.
You don't actually hit. Like
Okay.
he manages to bring his shield up and like rather than you wrapping around his arm, he instead like hits the side of your
Pops off
weapon. You
of-
crack
yeah.
it and it pops off of it and doesn't
Yep.
actually loop around him.
No, that's fine. Little less repelled down onto my back. So can I assume that my move counts as his move, and could he like charge?
No, because he actually had to move to get onto your back as well.
Okay, that's fair.
If he had a ranged weapon, he could throw it right now.
Could he throw a dagger? Because he likes what Blarth's been up to.
Hell yeah! That's,
All
I mean,
right.
that's my shtick.
Like
I'm
he's
gonna
actually
be watching you.
I could do this blind,
he's
alright?
good with daggers, so he in fact can totally throw a dagger.
So it's a +4 attack bonus. Is that only for melee, or does that count for ranged as well? Or would I be rolling my dexterity bonus for ranged
You're
attack?
inside short range, so he has a +1 to hit on top of his normal to hit.
It does say notes ranged properties ammo skill, so
Yeah, the range on this is 15 feet for short, 25 for medium, and 35 for long. Anything out past that up to like 50 would be extreme. So within 15 feet, he has +1 to hit for short range.
he rolled a 22.
Yeah. With
I forgot the +1 as well. So 23.
I actually do have, I believe, a spear. Do I
Get a
have
parry?
No, I don't get a parry. Unfortunate.
This
No, it's not.
no, this dude's been kind of a badass so far. You
Right?
he almost like
So yeah,
he's trying to
you
turn
now
it
get
around.
to roll your D8 damage.
I think it's a D6 damage. I think it's just a D6. Oh, 2.
Okay, he has hurt him a little more. I've now taken 23 damage.
Well, S will chirp back onto my back, and then I'll go. Yes, my precious.
I don't think he left your back. He's literally like in your backpack with his lower legs, throwing like one hand on your shoulder, throwing a dagger over your head.
I'm gonna make kissy faces back. Like I'm just gonna.
You're Master Blaster right now.
There we go. And in Orcish, can I tell him he can plead for his life, and I will consider showing him mercy if he shows us the way?
Away.
Yeah,
That'll
that
be
is a
my turn.
reaction roll. Okay.
And that'll be my turn. We've done 28 points of damage to him.
Like that?
Yeah, so like unless you guys really press the attack immediately, he's actually going to drop his spear. He'll surrender. He doesn't want to die.
Our man?
So
Wonderful.
he's I surrender, elf. I don't want to die here.
And I don't want to kill you. You're far more useful to me alive. Now, what shall we ask him? I'll say in common to the rest of our party.
You submit. I can make things better for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like something you would say. Honestly, I'd probably just give him a joke.
I'm happy to tell him a joke. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm this militant individual, but and in Orcish I will say, if you promise to submit to me, pledge your loyalty to myself and my goblin king, Little S, Dragon Slayer, we will spare your life and the lives of your tribe.
Oh man.
Of what remains of your tribe. You have my
Well,
you have my
I like how
word.
you go back, you look around first. Oh, what remains?
What
His-
remains of your
His
tribe?
tribe is him. You killed the other 11 people.
I don't know that. I could have a cousin in the back somewhere, like.
My bad.
Like I don't know where you keep your people. I assume it's somewhere.
So they can't
pocket
all
team?
be out here. Where are your children?
Not the children too.
Crispy
Jeez.
little bodies.
The elves already killed all the children.
And that is despicable, and I do not condone that kind of behavior.
Violence is, well, sometimes the answer, but not always.
Yeah, guys, like I just.
I didn't choose violence first. That was him.
Violence
that
was
wasn't me.
thrust upon me.
It's unfortunate. I'm also an elf, so it doesn't reflect so well on our people. Elves will kill you. Well, that elf's killed you, but that.
Way to
See,
lean into
I didn't do
stereotypes.
anything. Bad elf. Bad elf. Naughty. Naughty.
Man, what the
No
fuck?
blood.
It's. Oy. Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose, you know, doesn't want to die, gonna give up right here. So, don't need it.
We've
We
seen
should
these
spend any
sh-
more energy than we need here.
We've seen strange bells in various rooms. What do they do in Orcish?
Yeah.
Those are the bells that Elwyn has acquired. She just acquired a new one, a powerful one. With the full set, she will create giant tonal magic, calling forth Leptar.
Ooh, that does sound terrifying.
What now?
Maybe we should have grabbed the bell.
I mean, there's a green one above us, in the other room.
So if we
Ask
were
him
to
which one
disable
does.
these bells, would that disrupt this attempt?
Maybe. I'm not actually a...
Aren't you a shaman of some sort, degree,
no,
caliber?
He'll point over. You burned my shaman.
I didn't burn him. The other elf did. We've already been over
He's
this.
still
I have no.
smoking.
I didn't
No.
want to hurt anybody. I said we could work through this amicably. You're the one who decided that all elves were the same. Just because
After-
he's like every other
After
elf.
the
you
elves
know.
initiated violence.
I'm not saying that that was okay. I'm just saying I'm not them.
Hashtag not all elves.
All right.
Not all
What's
elves.
done is done. All right, let's move on.
Guy who perpetrated the violence. Well, you know, things happen. Let's just move
You know,
on.
exactly. You know, every now and then. things like
Sometimes
this happen.
communications, negotiations break down. It's part of life.
I was happy to go back up the hole where we came from and not
Decisions
have
were
to deal with
made,
this.
You know.
But
They insisted.
but we work it through as a crew. We all decided. We all made the decision to do what we did. It's understandable, albeit slightly regrettable. But that being said, okay, so there's bells. We need to destroy these bells, lest the ritual complete, is what it sounds like.
Maybe just remove them.
I mean, destroy, remove.
pretty big difference.
Well, like, why do we want to? I'll ask in Orcish. Is there a reason why we should hang on to these bells, or
Aren't they like magical artifacts?
The most of them are not. The magical artifacts are.
the recent one that was obtained is a powerful relic that will complete the set, but the other ones just seem to be like
Different materials.
Yeah. Probably symbolic in nature, representative of this god's, ethos or edicts or something to that effect. I don't know. I don't do religion. Gods are a pain in the ass. We've talked about this. Fucking Book of Mormon over here. Hello. I'm Brother Linus.
Don't give him another
It's
reason.
very nice to meet you. Hello. Have you seen this nifty book about? Hello.
Yeah, that's actually probably how he sings himself to sleep.
Awesome.
All right. We know what the bells are. What about the lady who keeps talking to us? Where is she?
That's Elwyn.
And what is Elwyn? Is she also an orc?
No.
Elwyn seems
no.
very elfish in name. I'm just gonna point that out. It's a basic bitch elf name, but
It is a.
does basic bitch translate in orc?
She is Elwyn the Ardent. She is the prophetess of domination.
That sounds like a self-appointed title at best.
Just go around calling yourself.
The Dominator? That's I mean, it's definitely a choice. Where does the Dominator choose to reside?
She resides in the center. We don't go there. We live out here on the edge. We took over. The troglodytes had lived here, but Elwyn said they were harshing her mellow, so she made them move outside.
That is on brand for a troglodyte, I feel.
I hate it when troglodytes harsh your mellow.
But they're pretty useless outside. They only like to patrol at night. I mean, I don't like the sun either, but you don't see me shirking my duties.
Exactly. You seem like a hard-working orc, if you do say so myself. What was your name again?
I'm Sark of the left grip. Sarrk.
Sarrk of the left grip.
Ask what happened to the right grip.
What happened to the right grip?
We don't talk about.
My good grip is my left hand.
Oh, that is clever. I do love orc naming conventions. They're very chic, simplistic, yet powerful.
Literal.
Really wonderful work.
Literal.
Very,
Very
literal.
little.
And that's the beauty in its simplicity. Elven names and phrases, so flowery. Lots of extra syllables. Can't pronounce half of them. Shouldn't pronounce the other half. It's really complicated. But orc
Yeah, so
language.
he's really badly hurt, but he's not dead.
Yeah, no, I'm
um,
just still gonna talk to him about how impressed I am.
He has 5 hit points left right now.
Is he
I
asking for healing?
I copied his stat block to the group, so you can kind of see who you were dealing with. That is Sark of the left grip.
I don't think I have healing magic. It's not nothing personal.
That's me. That's only me, I think, in the group, actually. We do
Yeah.
have a few potions, though.
Well,
Actually, quite a
other
few
than
potions.
alchemy, there's
Yeah.
alchemical ways that the rest of the group can heal. But yeah,
Yeah, we have quite a few potions.
I have the ability to heal my as a skill as well, but I do have some potions.
yeah, that just takes time. Like you're good at like resting overnight and like accelerating your healing process overnight.
Andy, can I ask a meta question?
What's the meta question?
Is there any chance that if we were to heal this orc that he would just be like, excellent, now I'm gonna fucking fight you guys again? Or is there any, does it seem like
I
we
mean,
can
healing him right away might. You definitely haven't. You did the initial like he's kowtowed and surrendered,
right?
but you haven't taken his allegiance. You've just he's a POW right now.
Yeah, okay, perfect. I just wanted to kind of get, since I can't see his face
Yeah.
and read his body language, and like, is he all happy and willing to eat snacks with us now, or is he
No,
still kind of
no,
like grumbling and just like, please
he's
don't fucking
grumbling,
murder
but
me?
like in his philosophy, he's lost, and so he's willing to take the L, because that's how his philosophy works.
Got
He took the knee, took the L. He recognized that you were more powerful than him. He's hoping you're not going to sacrifice him on an altar because that's also the risk there. But by the same token, it's not like he's immediately going to come to your side. It's just he's like, no, I just didn't want to die.
No, yeah, that's totally fair. I was just trying to like,
His loyalties were mostly to his band than Elwyn, and his band just got killed protecting Elwyn. So he's not Elwyn's biggest fan right now, but he's also not going to immediately come on your side.
right, totally understandable. Cool. We will just continue to keep tabs on the vibe, as it were.
Yeah.
Um,
So he'll actually say like if you're trying to get back out and you like take him over to the rope, he'll be like, we can just take the stairs.
fantastic. I love stairs.
So
Stair masters, what they used to call me in high school.
you probably also want to grab the loot from the room.
Yeah.
I
So,
feel like that might be in poor taste.
I mean, you're taking him, so
So here's what I would like to propose. I would like to talk to him about the god, so I could learn more about the edict that he follows, to distract him while the rest of these murder hobos go and loot the corpses. Is that something we are comfortable doing?
yeah. So the corpses, not so much. There isn't a whole lot on the corpses. The bigger one is that there were some sacks of treasure on the far side of the room, out of the fireball area, because they had moved forward to the edge of the room. So where you hit them with the fireball was towards your guys' side. This was a long 50-foot room, so on the other side was where their sleeping area and treasure was.
Okay. Oh,
So they managed to not get caught up in that, but caught up in everything else.
so the room that we fell down from, the stones that turned were the ones that looked kind of funky, right?
No, the stones that turned were just the floor stones, the big long ones. They rotated.
Oh.
What it was is that the northern wall was there to get people to get out in the middle of the room to make it easier for them to fall.
Sneaky. All right.
Like, it was put there to make you want to investigate it.
Yeah.
So he'll tell you, yeah, the trigger is Elwyn had to pull the switch. There's not a trigger. She was looking at you.
How does she see us in there?
She's got there's hallways behind some of the stone walls and little sneak holes towards the top of the ceiling.
Gotcha.
Or albeit annoying. Is there any way to move out of sight of those things? Secret passages, any direct line to chambers, shortcuts?
He's never actually been inside it, so he's not actually sure. He just knows that Elwyn has been able to call out, like, from hidden ways, through, like, every room he's been in. But he's never been further than the room you guys were in above. Because the rest of the compound's, the holy place for Leptar, for Elwyn, not random orcs to go waltzing through.
Doesn't seem very nice. Don't you want to worship just like everybody else?
No. Because that would mean the people below me would get to worship like me.
But shouldn't you have? But then you're forced to worship with the current people that you're stuck here worshiping with. Then.
No, I worship in private one-on-ones with
But
the
on the
shaman.
same floor as everybody.
No, they have to go to the other side of the room. Like, we have a designated area for each group who's the right people.
Ooh, can we see that?
No, you killed the shaman.
But we can go see his stuff now, right?
Yeah, he'll point. It's not anything special. It's just like things to kneel on the ground. Like, this was not a high-tech operation for them. This was just like wandering murder hobo lifestyle.
Well, what are the tenets of Zerchev again? Like, besides peace, love, and happiness, like, could Brother Linus potentially lean on the whole natural selection thing, and might makes right in nature, and how Zerchev will guide him better?
Zerchev is portfolio, sylvan races, animals, survival, tolerance, magic. nature outcasts hunting. He's
Nature
sometimes
st-
known as the huntsman, or he's also sometimes known as Lug or Utama. He's considered a protector of the Sylvan races and a patron of hunting. His symbol's a hawk riding a wolf.
You know who's a really cool god?
Eleanor?
Just gotta really lean into it. Um,
Brother Linus, that's your cue. I don't actually
dude,
speak any of this.
I was gonna ask her, do you speak? Like, actually, what is not common? Treldaran? Is that what we're speaking in here?
Little.
Ah,
Beer.
beer.
Privy. Women. Food.
Mm. Tell him, if you would like, I have a much superior god, as evidenced by the fact that we defeated him. And if he wants to learn Treldaran and the ways of Zerchev, Zerchev, I feel would embrace orcs to an even greater extent than whatever this, pile of crap that we just defeated is. Survival and order and just natural affinity for the way of things, and that's how orcs operate.
I will, as Eleonora, do my best to translate that exact thing back to this orc.
His god didn't defeat us. You defeated us. That's not how gods work. Was he dropped as a child?
In Orcish, I will say possibly, but we don't hold that against him.
His cave mother didn't like him, did she?
I can't say for certain, but again,
Ah,
we don't hold any of this against him. We welcome all kinds here. And he's not wrong. We do have cool benefits. Not dying, for one.
yeah, so he'll start talking about Leptar. Talking about how Leptar is the, patron of torture, pain, and tyranny. He's a
Also, what he
fearsome
likes to
adversary
torture.
to those who fight with him.
What does
Leptar, occasionally is allied with Orcus.
Ooh, he's awfully naughty.
He keeps losing his shit though. Leaves
Starts
his bomb
talking about like the
everywhere.
Cat o' Nine Tails and like he's portfolios, like basically he starts the stories he talks about involve violence, pain, torture, destruction, humanoids with elements of domination. You realize, however, that when you relay this to the rest of the group, Brother Linus realizes that Leptar also sounds a heck of a lot like the god he knows as Hirsismus, who's one of the main adversaries of Petra, Halav, and Zerchev.
Of course.
He's a hunter who takes pride in hurting the things that he hunts. Like, Hirsismus doesn't believe in like clean shots to kill something. It instead believes in you nick a thing so it starts bleeding, and then you walk after it. And then when it pauses, you nick it and then scare it away so it has to keep running. And so Hirsismus is like the god of hunting via exhaustion and nickel and diming with cuts.
Pretty fucked up.
Not clean kills like shoot and like drop. So
Fun.
like if you're gonna hunt a thing, you torture the thing before you kill it.
On second thought, nah, he's not worth saving.
So yeah, you realize that like
Oh.
this sounds like a different, like this sounds like the same god but like with different name with a slightly different portfolio focus.
He's
Hirsismus, by the way, is a boogeyman invoked by Tralladar and mothers. You grew up with like if you don't behave, Hirsismus will catch you. Like if you stay out too late,
Oh.
Hirsismus will catch you. Like he's literally like the boogeyman figure.
Fucking
in the
boogeyman,
myth
yep.
cycles.
Cool.
Boy.
Fuck. Also fuck.
I mean,
also, fuck. Yeah, just do what you want with him. I can't think he's worth hanging on to.
Like this guy's not a cleric or shaman. It's just that's the god he happens to worship. That's what he grew
Yeah.
up with.
It's okay.
I mean, you grew up with a god of tolerance, and
Look at you,
yeah,
turn
but exactly. You
tolerant,
know,
unlike all those other fucks, you're not tolerant.
fuck those assholes.
I lit him on fire.
You really did. Oh man, that was amazing. He's like, oh, elves will just want to kill orcs, and it's like, no, they don't. Fireball.
No. Let's clarify
no.
this. Yes, I would want to clarify this too. She said that she wouldn't kill him.
Yeah.
As a specific elf.
Yeah, no.
But I'm a different elf. Ah!
He's very much different. He's from a completely different region than I am.
We do it a little different down a little differently down on the bayou.
Down on the bayou.
You're like, elves are evil bastards. You're like, yeah, I can live
Yes.
with that.
Like, no, I have a lot of practice. I've been killing orcs for like 2 centuries. You can hunt them down and kill their moms. It's amazing.
Better at killing orcs than fishing at this point.
And he's pretty good at fishing.
And
Very
killing
good, actually. It's a little unsettling.
I don't know. I think the orc killing might be a little unsettling at the moment. I imagine it smells bad, but also kind of like cooked meat.
It is. The
Badly
bad comes from the cooked meat plus trog scent is not actually a good combo.
No.
Yeah.
One might say it's a little bit better, but still no.
So the loot that you guys will find, there's 189 gold pieces
189 gold pieces.
and 983 silver that you collect up amongst 6 different sacks that they had in coins.
Woo.
You also find a small sack that had 5 ebony shards, that decent sized ones.
Hold on.
It could be carved. Worth about 50 gold each.
Damn.
5
Nice.
ebony.
Eben.
And how much silver was it? Sorry.
It is 983.
983 silver. That's a lot of silver.
So ebony is actually a wood. It's just super dark
Yeah.
black brown.
I'm just
So
gonna-
these are like sheets of it. It looks like this is for wood carving or inlays. So they're expensive because this is actually like the good cuts of it. This is the stuff that like people carve into like little small statuettes, or when you're making a really cool chessboard but don't want to have to stain the wood,
Mm,
or making the black keys on a piano.
yeah.
Carving the black pieces on a chess set, like ebony. If you like a wood for carving, this is great stuff.
Awesome.
Add more ebony shards to
Um,
racers.
it also is very
There you
commonly used in for stringed instruments for the fine detail, like the turning pins and things like that. So they're
Ooh.
clearly a different color for nice accents, but it's still strong for wood but easy to carve. So that's why the ebony shards are extra expensive. Is that like this can be made into a lot of different stuff.
Stick 'em on banjo.
Hmm.
There you go.
It's just all told it weighs. That's like 10 pounds of
I
ebony.
think I gotta stop
A
banjo.
lot of ebony.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So do we just tie him up and leave him here? What are we doing with this guy?
He's gonna take us to this woman who keeps yelling from the center of her home.
So he,
yeah, right.
he knows the room that you guys have been before. He's saying he doesn't know past that. He's because that's the furthest he's ever been.
Yeah, one sec. I'm gonna grab my sword over here real quick. Just
Yeah.
gonna get that right there.
He can definitely lead you up and out of this area that you're in. He'll take you down a hallway, then a set of stairs, and then a secret door. The secret door is actually between room 2 and 3 in the hallway. There's a pivot, the whole wall rotates, and he'll show you how to reopen it from this side.
Nope.
And yeah. He'll lead you back to the room you were before, but he's like, I just know it's past this. Like, you can take him with you, but he's pretty bad off, and he might turn on you. Insofar as to say, you don't know how seriously he takes his parole. Because you've only known him like fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We like to think very seriously. He did find us, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, we could make this a lot easier on ourselves. I just didn't want to blow all of my spells.
Are you
No, no,
charming
no.
him?
No. We're good.
I convinced him to be my best friend.
Hanging out, searching the library with my best friend. Oh, it's not a library. Labyrinth.
So, was the group going to bring him with him? Or were they going to leave him tied up out here in one of the outer rooms?
I don't want to leave him out here tied up because that doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I also am not super keen on bringing him with us though. And I don't want to murder him. That's not really Eleonora's bag. Can we like tell him to leave and not come back?
Yeah. He's willing to, as his parole, leave and not return to this battle. So he'll go up in the mountains or the hills or something. and
should
leave
tell
this
him-
area.
You should tell him about a wondrous farm he should seek out.
I don't want him raiding my farm.
I don't think he'd raid it. I'm pretty sure you get fucked if he tried.
I mean, it's entirely possible, but like,
Like, he's willing to take a parole, and like part of the parole is leave and don't come back here to this location. It's like, okay, I will go to the hills.
I'm inclined to do that unless we're worried about him.
Would you be okay if I killed him softly?
Killing him softly.
Eleonora really isn't into that idea, but if somebody wants to distract Eleonora for long enough, like,
That's alright. That's
With
alright.
your sword.
Now,
if you don't-
if you're wondering, like, capturing someone's the same as killing him for XP purposes, so you've already won the XP.
Yeah, but it's the principle of the
But
thing.
are you willing to live with yourself by letting an orc live?
I was
That's the
gonna say,
question.
if anyone's gonna
Kill them all. They're like
is he
Pokemon,
hot?
but for death.
is he hot? Why does that?
He's a good-looking orc. I don't know how you feel about orcs.
Listen, Eleonora is an equal opportunity monster fucker.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, no, like he's the kind of orc where you're like, yeah, I could see myself with
doing
this
laundry
orc.
with him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's an attractive orc. Like he's,
Little S is like,
he's
what the fuck?
muscular. He's not like one of those overweight orcs. He's like, no, he takes care of himself. He's wearing armor that like is well maintained. It's the Asian banded mail that he has had modified for himself.
I still feel like he can come along with us, and I'll compliment his armor, and though I will say that I'm not a huge fan of the god that he worships. But I'm sure he'd probably feel the same way towards me.
Yeah, no, he's made that known that he's not a fan of your gods. Like he understands you're not a fan of his gods. It's like that's why would you need to worship my god?
So
My
I'll
god's
ask
your
him
god.
what does he torture? Like, because torture's part of his edict, right? What is it that he usually tortures?
If I'm hunting an animal and it's a ritual day, I'll make sure it lives a little longer.
What kind of animal? Are we talking like puppy, or are we talking like
Well,
asshole ducks or geese?
Wow.
Going after those
Puppies.
geese.
Puppies are A, not enough food, and B, like usually there's a pack involved. No, if I'm gonna go hunting, it's for something like a deer. It's
Okay.
meat enough for your tribe.
That makes sense. Not the
A-
torture
a
part
goose
per
or
se,
a duck. Like if I had to eat a goose or a duck because I was by myself somewhere, okay, I'd kill one to eat it. But like that's not enough food for like a ceremony. If you want a big ritual, you gotta get something with meat on its bones. That's like a deer or a pig, nice big pig.
Kind of sad because it'd be like a party of one for him.
I got an elk once, but that was tough. That was more torture for me. The thing nearly caved my ribs in.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, don't try to take on an elk. That's learn my.
I bet you
lesson.
could take. I bet you could take on an elk now. Look at those big, strong arms of yours.
It caught me. Like I hit it, and then it turned around, and then it charged me. I managed to like catch myself, but when it hit me, it still tossed me in the air like 15, 20 feet.
So we shouldn't
That's
fight elks.
serious
Got it.
business.
Sounds terrifying. So we're moving around this hall, just sort of casually talking in Orcish.
Yeah, so coming around into room 6, you can actually see there's another of those 4 gargoyles. These ones are once again just the corners holding up the ceiling. They're not crisscrossing the corners of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And while you can still vaguely smell the odor of the troglodytes, there's some other odors mixed in now.
Mm-hmm.
I see. It's like a bouquet of ass. Ugh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, the odors aren't worse here. They're just, there's other odors on top of it. It's like the troglodyte smells diminishing because the troglodytes never got this far in. But part of what you're smelling is, like, it's not that musky either, but like almost like musk. But there's an odor. You haven't identified it yet, but it's there.
Is Little S bothered by the odor, or is he just sort of still like meh on
Yeah,
it?
he doesn't know what it is.
I'll ask the orc what the smell is.
Elwyn has a beast of some sort.
What does it look like?
Doesn't matter. I just know there's a beast. He's bringing deer occasionally for it, or pig, or really anything we can catch. But those are the big things.
So it's a big.
The acolytes will ask us to go out and do that.
How many acolytes are there?
Well, I counted the 6 that you left on the ground back there, so I think you got them all.
Again, I want to make it clear. I didn't do that.
Yo.
He did.
It did look burned. Yeah, that's believable. That
Wow.
I don't think
Okay.
I don't think Asiago's actually at any point let on that I haven't said anything in this conversation really. I don't know if I've implied that I've understood it the entire time. So I don't know if it catches him off guard when I say yo right there. But
No, because elves commonly taunt orcs when they hunt them down.
oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Like, it's like orcs. Every elf an orc meets will basically usually taunt them at some point, or something along those lines. It's like elves enjoy doing that, much like the orcs enjoy doing it back and forth. Elves and orcs have had this long history for thousands of years of hunting each other down, eliminating each other from the spaces they live in, because their areas they like to live in are adjacent to each other, and so orcs and elves tend to get into conflicts a lot. Goblins tend to be more in conflict with humans and dwarves, whereas orcs are in conflict with humans and elves in most of the areas they live in. Because as money goblins, like, Caramicos is weird because it has a bunch of goblins that live on the surface in forests. That's actually not normal. Goblins usually live like deep inside mountain caves. So the deeper the dwarves dig, the more likely they are to accidentally open to a cave where there's just fucking goblins, and they're like, where the fuck did these goblins come from?
And then there's kobolds.
And then there's kobolds. Kobolds actually came from much further north, and they were the ancestral enemy of
Gnomes.
gnomes.
Good gnomes.
They originally enslaved gnomes.
The gnomes don't have a homeland anymore because like there's a huge mountain range far to the north, like at the edge of where like the tundra is, and it runs along the coast, and the tundra is north of it towards the pole. The gnomes used to live up in those mountains, and this huge armada of humanoids that was like 500,000 kobolds plus like 100,000 of various other things, basically just destroyed Gnoma's civilization like 1,500 years ago. And the gnomes fled south, and so all the weird gnome groups are the survivors from that initial, like, we got expelled from our ancestral homeland, and we've hated kobolds ever since.
Makes sense.
So, weirdly, one of the largest populations for gnomes is actually here in the country you're in. It's the High Forge. is a gnome dwarf city-state that's basically under like a small mountain range that's in the kind of the middle of the country. There's a gnome high king and a dwarf clan that basically had chosen self-exile from Rockholm like a millennia or two ago, and had done some questionable things, but they're trying to be the better clan now, and so they're trying civilization and not like raiding people and forcing them to be slaves anymore.
How's that working out?
Pretty well actually. They've had like 2,000 years of not doing that, so they're much better people now than they were 2,500 years ago when they
It
had
is a pretty
enslaved
strong
the
track record.
halflings. Yeah, exactly. But like they feel guilt and they're like, we can't go back to the blessings of Rockholm because our ancestors did bad things. So until we've atoned, we have to be better dwarfs outside of Rockholm. And like when the gnomes came 1,500 years ago, they're like, oh yeah, we'll take you in because we're still atoning. So part of our atonement will be making sure gnomes who look like, you know, smaller brethren of ours have a place to be. So the gnomes that live in Highforge act way more dwarfy because the dwarfs took them in and taught them like how to live a dwarfy lifestyle. The other large segment of gnomes that escaped ended up building a flying.
Oh.
Sorry, they ended up building a flying ship and built a flying city, and that's where
Damn,
they live. Is in a flying city.
Yeah.
I want to go there someday.
I know, me too.
They're crazy.
All right. Well,
So this orc, yeah, he had told you where it was, and he said he knows there's a beast, but he doesn't know what it is because he's never, like he said, he's never been that far inside. His shaman had allied with Elwyn only just last year. He and his companions have only been here since the fall, so it's been less than 8 months. It was like 6 months, 7 months ago that they arrived here after Elwyn had gone and met with her shaman because their tribe had been a tribe that mostly worshipped Leptar. After their tribe had been mostly taken out by some Kaleri elves doing one of their like sweeps, the survivors had been banding up against the hills trying to figure out what the next step was, and Elwyn found them and offered them sanctuary. They actually displaced the troglodytes who had been the previous ones. He actually is real disparaging of the troglodytes, A, because he thinks they're lazy, and B, because he thinks less that they worship the same god, and more just that they're being paid as muscle by Elwyn. They're not actually like fellow faithful.
poser.
Yeah, but he definitely doesn't trust the Trogs because he's like the Trogs. They're in it for the money. Elwyn's been paying them well, so they're mostly loyal. But like they clearly, if you didn't even see them on the outside, what the fuck are they doing? They're supposed to be guarding this facility.
Okay.
So very likely they're in their Trog holes because it was daylight when you got here, and they didn't want to deal with the sun. So that's why he doesn't like them. He's very mouthy about that. He's not. You feel like he hasn't so much revealed dark secrets, and more he's just mouthing off about his problems at
Spilling
work.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
These fucking troglodytes.
I will sympathize with him every ounce of the way. I'll be
I mean-
like, that.
Co-workers not pulling their weight. Yeah.
Dude.
Oh man. So let me show you the next series of rooms that you're going into. That was 6 that had the gargoyles. Just down the hall, you can see there's another room that, as you come around the corner, you can see has another platform as well as another bell. This bell is made of brass, so it's still shiny.
You know, we have the orc still with us, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you ask him if he knows if these are trapped or in any way, set to prevent people from moving them?
He hasn't been this far deep, or at least that's what he
No,
keeps
no,
telling
but
us.
any of the bells, even the ones behind us.
Sure, I will
I know
ask.
there's traps, but I was told not to touch the bells, so we never found out.
Great.
Yeah, the orcs were not in charge of like the trap side of it, so they were also told not to touch things, so maybe not to touch it because it's trapped, or maybe she just didn't want fucking orcs touching shit.
That's fair. Fair. Do we have a 10-foot pole? I feel like someone's got a 10-foot pole, right?
Do I know of?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I think much like a thief, you guys might not have a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. No, I do have a 10-foot pole.
Oh,
Really?
What is a 10-foot pole?
I got
Yeah.
a 50-foot. I got a 50-foot rope.
Okay, so
Never had.
why don't we? Let's take the rope and tie. Take one rope, tied around my waist, hand it to Asiago because he's the strongest.
Sounds
And then
familiar.
Is he?
pretty
I think
sure.
so.
Are
Yeah.
you the strongest? One of the two.
I have an 18. Asiago, what do you got?
16.
Okay, well, hand it to Eleonora then. Swole mama.
15, I can do it.
I am a muscle mommy.
And then take the other one, make a quick slip knot, and let's go back a couple of rooms to the like, not the iron bell, but the green one that looks probably a little bit lighter. And then carefully put the slip knot rope over the bell, so it kind of like rests on it, and then back out of the room and yank it off the pedestal. How does that work?
Give it a try.
Andrew, I don't know.
Yep, I'm still here. It's a loud noise that because it's a metal bell. It had a striker, so imagine what a bell sounds bouncing along the floor. That's like
Clang,
foot and
clang,
a half
clang,
tall.
clang, clang.
Yeah, very very loud. Yeah,
Okay, but no immediate traps or anything.
no immediate
Great.
traps, but very loud.
Let's drag it outside the building. Or no, we can't drag it outside the building. Shit, just put it in a corner somewhere. And stuff
Put it up next to one of the gargoyles.
Yeah, there you go. And then stuff a bunch of
I
cloth
worry
in
that
it.
those things are gonna animate.
They probably will at some point. I anticipate it. There's a lot of them in here, and there's got to be a trap of some sort. But yeah, just stuff it and like wrap it in cloth so that it was like super muffled. Maybe we can prevent her from doing whatever nonsense she's gonna be doing with these bells.
Can we just break the bell?
I mean, it's made of metal. We could try denting it.
If you want to swing some hammers at it, it's copper. You can totally put things on it with a hammer and some your iron pitons. You could definitely poke holes and stretch out copper.
Great. Sounds like a great
But
idea.
it's gonna be loud as fuck.
Okay,
I mean, you guys are already making a lot of noise. So like,
we're already making lots of noise, so
He knows we're in here.
we can make.
Stealthy.
I know. I'm gonna make pretend combat noises like ooh, ah, no! I'm going to fight back, you cur! Ah, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal!
Completely over the top. Love it.
Oh, yes, it is.
Let's do the same thing to the other bells if we
It's
have a
called
moment.
acting!
Yeah. So you've dented a bunch of you've dented the 3 that you found so far. Made a lot of noise.
Fantastic. All right, cool. And then stuff them full so they can't ring, just in case she does something shenanigans. And then yeah, mosey on up. We good? Anything else?
Yep. Seems good.
Seems pretty reasonable, unless there's anything else notable in the room. Yeah, move on. 8, I suppose.
So
Moving
it is
on
almost
down.
10 o'clock.
So we can do an ending here.
We have 3 minutes. Go.
As you're looking into room 8 and then towards room 9, we have so in room 8 there's the 4 columns are once again these stone gargoyles holding things up, And otherwise, the room looks pretty empty. Into room 9. Once again, there's another 4 of those stone gargoyles holding the ceiling up. Only in the center of the room is this, like, Blair Witch-esque, like, stick woven together to form, like, a humanoid figure that's, like, 3.5, 4 feet tall. Like, basically slumped
Creepy
so
ass
that
Burning
it's...
Man.
Yeah, it's basically like a little 4 foot tall, like, Wicker Man style thing, just like standing in the middle of the room.
Fantastic. Let's destroy it.
And as we end the evening and he goes to destroy it, it starts moving towards Brother Linus because
Of
it also
course it
wants to
does.
destroy
Oh boy.
Quick question. How
Yes.
how is little S receiving our orc friend?
He's slightly concerned that there's someone else who's gonna have to get fed.
Of course he is.
He's doing the math about like how much fewer days you have with the food you have on hand now.
We have to actually hunt? Ah.
Can I sense that is what little S is worrying about? As his
Yeah,
mother.
like
Can
like,
I
in
let
a
him know
sense-
that I will never let him go hungry and that I would sooner
Oh, you could eat that other guy if you need to.
find some other thing for him to eat? I will never let him go
He's a
hungry.
little malfa, but he's definitely
This is
concerned.
so
Like
baby.
your resources would go to somebody else. Like that's what he's concerned about.
Never.
You first.
You first.
So I'm a little worried. So the gargoyle statues are holding up the ceiling. So this place is gonna fucking collapse then, huh?
Probably.
We should probably either figure out how to like make a hole through a wall to get to our escape before we do the thing, or yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see.
Yeah. So this ends it here. You guys are winding your way in. Like this place feels like a labyrinth in the like classical Greek sense.
Lots of the walls looking the same.
Yeah, but it's also not like a lot of like choices to make. It's not like a maze. It's more like deeper and darker into the chthonic underworld of entering deeper and deeper into the structure.
Great.
Lovely.
It's that oppressive feeling that's like weighing down on you.
Andy, can I unlock half elf, half orc?
So the issue there is that orcs and elves and humans are different species.
Got it.
Mhm.
The most likely combo that would result in a viable offspring is actually weirdly human and ogre. Because ogres are literally a homo species. They're not humans. They're not Homo sapiens, but they're off to one side. They're actually probably the closest related to humans of any of the the so-called races. Like the race there is their species. There really are different species. So if someone's gonna be like a half elf, it's because there was magical shenanigans involved, not because
Aw.
like half-breed races exist. Things like owlbears and stuff.
Alright,
Because
so-
wizards used magic to make things that was not intended by nature.
Well, I'm a powerful wizard.
hold on.
I just cast fireball. Can I create a spell that allows us to
I was
have a
gonna say,
baby?
does this have to happen at birth, before birth, or can it happen after? Can
Oh,
like
good
Eleanor?
question.
This is probably magic that's before for the most part.
Okay.
Because it's definitely prep. It's like preconception that you're gonna need to like make sure you got your ducks in a row in order to make wolves with duck bills.
Andy, can I learn the spell to make
You can
F?
make it a character goal to learn those nightmares magics
I
making monstrosities.
Mirish.
love how that's how it's referred to as nightmarish.
Well, because it's the same magics that make
Fantastic.
chimera monsters. It's literally it's how Edward happens.
On Earth.
Edward. Like that's how that happens.
I know.
So it can happen after birth, but the most stable ones that make the actual like self-replicating things are the ones that happen before, where you've made a stable creature from two things that are not related at all, but it's created a third thing that has features of both. But they don't really then get to breed with the parents. You have to make enough of them to make a viable breeding stock, and then use magic to make sure there's not birth defects from like having siblings breed with siblings. That it's a lot of magical investment. and it tends to make unstable things. Like gnolls are actually a result of this. Gnolls are the basic Beastman stock was taken, and then had other things merged into it, creating this hyper aggressive like shock troop race. The Nithian Empire made gnolls to act as basically soldiers to die on the battlefield, so they didn't have to risk their own citizens' lives. And part of where they came from was they used the kobolds who evolved from the not evolved, but were altered previously as well from the basic Beastman stock, and then so they used the original Beastmen, the kobolds that had been altered out of them, and then a few other things to create, including real hyenas, in order to create gnolls. But you have to be willing to do horrible, bad things, and unnatural things. That's how that magic works.
Is it horrible bad things and unnatural things, or is it unnatural things that are sometimes considered horrible and bad?
I mean, it depends
Yes.
on who's moralizing, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say bad's relative here.
Right.
So it's not to say that there aren't things like half-elves, but they happen because of specific reasons in specific locations.
Got it.
So on the planet, not nearby you, but on the planet, there is a nation that pretty much everyone living there is half-elven, because at some point long ago in the past, an immortal that had like this tribe of elves and an immortal that had this tribe of humans met up and were like, "Hey, it'd be great if our people were together." And they literally made some magic so that the only way children could be born if it was between elves and humans. So human families could no longer have kids, and elven families could no longer have kids. You can only have kids if you married the opposite species, and it only works inside that one country. If you leave that country, you're you're no longer cross viable, because it's literally the magic of the immortals enforcing it. But the locals don't know that. They just know, like, what a great place it is to live in this place. We're just so tolerant of each other. But yeah, that's it's like how necromancers in Karamakos, they don't think of themselves as evil. They just think of themselves as efficient. It's like they're dead. They don't need their body anymore.
Right?
Like, why are you wasting that free labor? We're not slavers.
In fact, it's quite the opposite. Do you want to do this work? No, I thought not.
Of course, these are also the same people who, like, when they really needed, like, it just wasn't good enough to just use zombies. I had to actually bind the souls of them from the afterlife in order to make this work better, because it needed some level of, like, sapience. And you're like, didn't you just say you didn't want to slave? It's like, yeah, but, it was just easier this way.
They just fall apart if you don't give them something.
It's like jazz hands. It's necromancers. It's like, imagine me doing jazz hands while I'm saying it. Necromancers.
Okay, so you're telling me with enough magic and determination, not only could we make half elves, but we could make quarterlings and like dorks and
I'm sorry,
God.
what?
dorks.
Quarterlings. I
Quarterling.
want a quarterling. Are you
Yeah.
fucking...
So, like, an example of it that isn't what you think of it as, all were creatures are the result of basically a ancient human civilization super soldier program.
Oh my
They were
god.
fighting civil wars, and so they literally created lycanthropy to make their soldiers
So-
better.
Lycanthropy, does it strictly have to be wolf?
No.
So if you
they're
were
the
like
most common
Okay.
because it was
thinking-
easiest. Like wolves already had an affinity for man, so like the magic was way easier to make wolf and
Ah.
man happen, because there's already that arcane affinity that exists, because humans and wolves have been coexisting for so long that humans literally made dogs out of wolves, pretty much without like overt magic, just by like animal husbandry. So like that element already existed, so it was really easy to connect.
Could you be like a gnome that had
No.
lycanthropy?
The werewolf specifically, the lycanthropy, is actually fatal to everyone who's not a human. So
Not a
if
human.
you fail your saving throws after you've been bitten by a lycanthrope and you're a human, you turn into a lycanthrope. If you make your saves, you end up not becoming a lycanthrope because you basically didn't get infected.
Right.
But if you're a demi-human, like a dwarf or an elf
Or
gnome, and you get infected, that's a fatal disease because the disease is killing you because you're not who it was intended to transform.
Okay, and what about magic to prevent death from happening but lycanthropy to continue?
So you run the risk of accidentally making a virulent form of lycanthropy that then affects a new type of people.
This
Cool,
is
so
fine. This
so-
is
It
There
fine.
could be
happened
like
was-
a lycanthropy that's like a chihuahua for gnomes.
So here's one for you. Lycanthropes cannot be brought back from the dead.
Oh.
So
Just
if someone is infected with lycanthropy, your enemy necromancers can't use your troops against your living troops.
That's cool.
Because so the ancients, who by the way were the civilization 2 before, they were a fallen civilization after they fell and rebuilt. Their ancestors mixed with other tribes and became the Traladarans. So that group they had really powerful magics. One school of thought were the necromancers, and the other one were the life crafters. The life crafters turned their things towards plagues, specifically making super soldiers that could, rather than have to individually craft them, literally infect other soldiers and turn them into more super soldiers. Whereas the necromancers were like, hey, we don't want to die, so they created vampirism. So the original vampires locally were all these ancient necromancers who didn't want to die. And then on the other faction in the Civil War, there was actually a couple of factions that used were creatures, but it's that group of factions. They made the were creatures and made sure that you couldn't use their dead against them, because the necromancers literally would turn armies. Like every time one of your soldiers died, it was literally adding a trooper to the necromancer armies. So they made it so necromancers couldn't be were creatures could not be brought back as undead. So in general, that's the case. You don't have mixing of those two things unless someone has done something really, really wrong, and that's probably a terrifying thought. So other lycanthropies came about because later groups either tried to copy it and failed the initial thing, or tried to alter it and failed and ended up with a different animal.
It's pretty cool though. Okay. Damn, there's a lot of lore behind that, and interesting.
Yeah,
So
no. Well, for
yeah.
instance, the were-rats. Were-rats were that was kind of an accident. Were-rats didn't come from people.
Say what?
they came from rats.
Were-rats are rats that were infected with lycanthropy, and because they had most rats would die from that, but there happened to have been a group of rats that were in this right spot that was there was some immortal that touched their hand down because they're like, oh yeah, I'm a lord of plague and rats, I like them, and these rats happen to be in one of my temples, and they happen to have been infected because the fighting happened here. Well, these rats aren't going to die from lycanthropy, but what happened as a result of it is they gained the ability to transform into humans. So were-rats, true were-rats, the ones that breed true, are rats that during the full moon transform into humans. And their halfway form is more towards their rat side.
Like a warehouse. It's a house that turns into a human on the full moon.
Yes, very, very, very much like that. However, most of the other were creatures are other side experiments that just were creating other types of specific, werebears and weretigers were attempts to make the equivalent of special forces, rather than shock troops, which were the hunting in packs that were the werewolves. But the werebears and the weretigers were oh no, these are single solitary I guess the werebears were more making tanks, and the weretigers were more making a Delta Force or a Navy SEAL.
I was gonna say fucking wear type. Fuck that.
Yeah. Are the were creatures in this setting similar to 3rd edition D&D, where werewolves are inherently evil, so are were-rats, but were-bears are usually pretty good?
They tend towards alignments, but it tends to just be most of them are chaotic in nature. Good or evil is up to the individual, how you want to view it.
Yeah.
Most were creatures are willing to eat humanoid creatures, so from your perspective, you can probably view them as evil. But were tigers and were bears don't go out of their way to do cruel things. Whereas were-rats like to live beneath human cities and like live off of their, like they basically dig warrens deep below and form great warrens beneath cities
Okay.
because it's providing for them. Werewolves like to live away out in the wilderness and form big packs and like build up their forces, but they're totally willing to like annihilate a small village. So it's it's more personal. It's not like always has to be that way. There is actually a kind that is so. There's were-boars, which are people who transform into boars, but there's actually another kind of like porcine were-creature, and that's a devil swine. So devil swines are there was a cult that worshipped Orcus back during that ancient kingdom,
Fuck
and
that.
they took the were-pigs, the were-boars, and they altered themselves and their descendants, and then also how they could like infect people, and they created devil swines. Devil swines are pound for pound, on average, the most powerful lycanthropes that you're going to run into. They can transform at any time. They are not forced to transform at full moon or anything like that. They can transform anytime they want, and they turn into like a 9-foot long Princess Mononoke style pig.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Cool.
And they have charm person by gazing into your eyes.
Oh my god.
They're
That's fucking strong. Okay.
and
Yeah.
they only exist to feed their own vices.
To feed their own vices.
So
Like Eleanor.
they'll acquire. They don't actually like making more of themselves. So if they think they've infected you, they're just going to try to kill you. Because unless they really want like an apprentice, because they don't die of old age.
You're not worth
when you're
their
double
time.
swing. Yeah, they're going to kill you. They're, however, completely willing to have like packs of wereboar or packs of werewolves working for them, and they're fine with those guys infecting all the people they want. They don't give a shit about them. They're just there for like muscle and bodies.
You're there for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, the power scaling on that is you've seen a lot of like things with like I've shown you hit dice and things like that.
Yeah.
Devil swine are 9 hit dice monsters.
Woo, spicy
So,
boys.
You'll notice for character classes, PCs only get up to 9 hit dice. Then they get bonus, like just static bonus hit points after that.
Yeah.
So the most powerful human fighter is a 9 hit dice creature. A devil swine starts off as a 9 hit dice monster. That's what they are.
And can they go up from there?
So yes, if you're using the rules for leveling of lycanthropies, a devil swine is a 20 level basically class.
Holy shit.
It is a terrifying class. They're basically all champions of Orcus. That it's not so much that they worship him, but like their mere act of existing creates the opportunities for Orcus to get ahead in reality.
Some Ganon shit.
Right?
Yeah, no, it very much like that was. You can feel how that was like. Oh yeah, that was the implication all along. Do they have good images of devil swine?
I love how in-depth and like well thought out a lot of this lore is. It's like, okay,
Crazy.
Well,
you got werewolves.
it's a lot of this stuff was written in the 90s and 2000s and later, as people like try to figure out like, hey, what's the best way to do on this?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
therefore, so we
Yeah,
would say
exactly.
this and this is happening, therefore this needs to be this way, and which is why world building for D&D is so fun.
So
Yeah.
like people who are fans of this edition, they literally have a fan magazine that they put out called Threshold. That they're 30 something like issues deep on it. Threshold magazine looks professional. Like it's. God, where is that? Let's see.
Scenes can look awfully professional these days.
Yeah, they you can even get the ones that are ready for print.
What do you think of this? This is pretty special.
So you can send them off. That's the link to the Threshold magazine. They're up to issue 30. They come out like every 4 months or so.
That's cool.
And
Damn.
Has the
you-
windows open downstairs?
yeah, click on them and just
I
kind of
do.
quickly roll through it, and you're like, holy shit! Like this is a good looking magazine. This looks like a rule book from a company that like is taking their stuff seriously. It looks better than a lot of the Kickstarter rulebooks I've seen lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
But yeah, no, Devil Swine, serious business.
Wow. This is like old school D&D magazine.
That's cool. I think we might have to pick one up.
Yeah, they're all they're all available for free if you just want the PDF. I don't think they actually publish it. They make the print ready versions available, so you can just go get the print ready ones.
Love
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Very awesome. Yeah. So that is game. That was also a deep dive on lycanthropy, and
Yeah.
so the answer is yes, but you guys currently don't have the lore for it, so you'd have to go out of your way to get it. Not to say you can't, but it means that your character needs to begin working towards that.
That's interesting.
Got it.
Not the goal of my character though, but that is
Yeah,
interesting.
no, Blarth. If you want to looking for a library, it's because you want to look for the shelf with the joke books.
Sounds good. And maybe on like how to rule countries and stuff. That is the goal. World domination for
World
peace.
domination.
Yeah,
And
that's all right.
Yep. Jokes and love. Let's go.